Yeah, right. I mean, it's so funny. Like, I feel like early Magic had a lot of legends too. Like, they're just like named people, and they kind of went away from that. At least it was more balanced, and now with all of these IP sets, it's like, am I right, guys? With like Marvel, there's so many freaking legendaries, which we're stoked to talk about. Hi guys, this is the show before the show. I'm Patrick, your local game host, and this is local game host Will.
Sup, I'm back in Maryland.
Hell yeah! How was your week?
Uh, 'Twas good, 'twas good. So previous weekend, I was busy working on the weekend. Weekend before that, I was in Delaware setting up fans and lights and stuff in our my parents' beach house. Um, and then this weekend, I'm going up to Ohio, so we're gonna have me doing that weird setup that we did before again. And instead of a computer, I'm going to be using my Steam Deck in PC mode to look up cards and talk about stuff. And
Nice.
spoiler alert for everybody, we're not using the same tier list site because we physically could not upload the 362 legendaries onto the old tier list set because the website physically could not handle it. Um, the new one, I was able to get it to work, but it's not all in like a great order, so it's gonna be scuffed, but we'll
Yeah.
live.
I feel like that it's probably just like searching for the legends is going to be the trick, but that's okay. We'll get a tier list done for you guys and with you
It's it,
guys.
they are semi-ordered in what's it called? The set number. They're semi-ordered in set number order, so it should follow it with the only exception being the panoramic art cards. I think those are the only ones that are out of set order.
I liked your lighting last time because you look like Evil Will. This time there's like
Yeah.
is you're like gamma radiation green, like just slightly tinted. You look like if I
Yeah.
just pushed your buttons a little too hard, you might.
You won't like that's my secret. I'm always angry.
Yeah. That's honestly a great line from what is it, the first Avenger film? I
Yeah.
wish he delivered it a little differently. Like it wasn't aggressive enough for me. I think about that line often because I'm like
I
he
mean,
he delivered it fine, but like he's
he
talking.
delivered it like a smartass, which to be fair, I think was good for Banner because Banner was kind of trying to be a smartass
But
there.
it's like a giant monster thing that doesn't speak your language. I would be pissed. Like, how do I communicate with this thing? I think I need to
Well,
emote more. Like, I think him hamming it up there would have been acceptable because
well,
you're
he was
literally
talking to
about.
Tony Stark, wasn't he? Like, didn't Tony Stark say like,
Oh yeah,
"Now
yeah,
would be a
yeah.
good time to get angry"? And
Yeah.
then Bruce Banner went,
My
or Bruce Banner, David Banner,
Bruce
David
Banner,
Banner,
Bruce Banner.
freaking Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner then said, "That's my secret. I'm always angry."
He was.
Turns to the giant worm monster while transforming into the Hulk, and then
Maybe
throwing hands.
I'll rewatch it because I thought he was walking towards the thing and like talking at the flying monster thing, but it was in
No.
response to Stark for sure.
Yeah, well, it was in response to Stark, but he was walking towards the thing while turned responding to Stark.
Anyways, let us know if the audio is working or not. Hopefully it's fine for you guys. So today, we're going over the massive quantity of cards from Marvel's superhero set. There are a lot of cards to talk about. We're going to be going through this in Wooburg order. So that is white, blue, black, red, and green with multicolor and colorless at the end. Colorless to include lands. If there's anything we miss as we go over these colors, let us know. It could be something niche, like for a specific deck you play, and or something that you find just is decent in Commander. We typically review these sets from the perspective of competitive players. So, the CMC of the cards we mentioned are probably going to be lower on the curve. The effects are going to be egregious, we hope. But the set is interesting in that a lot of it is reliant on dynamics that were built inside of it, like most of these sort of standard specific sets. Heroes, villains. And speaking of, there is is team up the only new keyword we're playing with? Is that even a new
That is a new keyword.
and
I
power
think
up?
that is the only new one. Oh, yeah, power up, team up, and power up are the two.
Well, we'll give you examples of those when we see them. But the set I believe introduces those too. But yeah, as we go through these in color order, feel free to stop us and let us know what you would like to talk about. Hey, Angelus. He said that to Cap, not Stark.
Oh, That's right. Yeah.
Well, I guess we all just need to watch it again. I actually really do like that first Avenger film. Can't. I don't know that I'm excited for this Doom movie. I love Robert Downey Jr. specifically in the Iron Man role. I don't know that I need to see him reprise a role in another Marvel film. I think they just need to move on with what they're doing if they know what they're doing. But that's okay. Did anyone see Supergirl? Let us know how you feel about that. I don't know that I want to watch it. I like Millie Alcock. That's the actress, right? But I'm not. I'm not sure I'm going to watch that one until it's streamable. At any rate, after this Saturday, which is 2 days away, it's Thursday. My God. Uh,
Probably a 10-hour stream of us just talking about Legendary.
Yeah, so I feel like we do a pretty decent job rounding up the legends from these sets, and we try to give you our takes on how they'll perform in the command zone. We'll definitely be discussing some legendaries today in the 99. How they perform there as opposed to the CZ is very different. So if we rate one of your favorite legends poorly on that tier list, well, that might be why. But visit us Saturday for that stream and definitely help us bracket that. It should be fun. Anything else to cover before we go over this, Will? I'll send us to the
I
actual
think we're good to
Scryfall
start.
page. Okay. Uh Here's how we'll do this. Will's gonna hit us up with some of his cards. I will cover anything that we don't see on my end, and you guys will obviously pick up any other pieces. Yeah.
All right. Starting off with me, it's a little bit further down in white, but it's Falcon and Redwing. For 2 and a white, it is a 1/2 flyer. It's a legendary creature, human bird hero, that says when this deals combat damage to a player, put that many 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying, or create that many 1/1 create that many bird tokens. Then put a +1/+1 counter on this. Uh, this is just white Krenko, so it's like the Krenko King Street Kingpin,
Mm.
but in white, and it's on damage, not on attack. Um, but one very notable thing: this is a human that makes non-humans, which is really good for Winota.
Mm.
So you can cheat this in with Winota. It connects, and then it makes you a Falcon, which means that you're going to dig a little bit deeper during your next Winota. So this is just a really good Winota card, but even outside of Winota, this is a good token generator in decks that want bodies on the board. So I like it. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that that's is the word exponential, that it grows even further after the +1 manipulation is really solid. Honestly, this is pretty good. Three
Yeah,
mana for a 1/2. I think cheating it in is sort of the icing on top. I would say that Winota should probably consider this.
yeah. It's one of the better token generators Winota's gotten, especially considering Winota's probably going to have ways to buff this on the declaration of attack, which means that Winota's going to cheat in this, then buffs happen, meaning that it's going to make a lot more birds when it hits
Mm-hmm.
than what it's expected to do. So it's good.
Yeah, good card is good. I'm with you there.
Next, I have General Thunderbolt Ross, so the card directly underneath that one. 1 mana for 1/1 first striker that says when this and 2 other creatures attack, attacking creatures you control get +1/+0 until the end of the turn. Just a solid anthem on like a decent keyword body. It's 1 mana 1/1 first strike that gives all of your creatures +1/+0 if you swing with enough of them. Good.
It's not bad. Was this the guy from Hulk?
Maybe.
Right? It's like I'm trying to recognize where this guy's from. Um, yeah. You know, it's funny because I played like my knowledge of Marvel is almost strictly from the films and Hero Clicks growing up. But I don't remember that many military characters outside of like Captain America and like Sergeant Rock, which is I think World War II based as well. Sergeant Rock, DC. Don't quote me.
Don't know.
Yes, yes. General Ross is red. General Ross is Red Hulk. Like in the comics. I
Yeah, he mutates himself. I think that is canon. I thought that's what General Ross was known for, but I was like, I'm not going to put money on that.
mm,
So
love interest dad, who is general or something. I got it, got it. No, yeah, I agree with you. Solid. I think there's a lot of really good just value manders. It's funny. I have some things I don't think you touched on, so I'm happy to get to those. But yeah, this is
oh,
pretty solid.
good to hear. Um, next is the next card, and it is a Hatut Zeraz Strike Force. I know I mispronounced that.
That sounds right.
But it is 3 and a white for a 2/2 creature human spy warrior that says when you cast this spell, copy it for each time you cast your commander from your command zone this game. When this creature enters, destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment. This is just an artifact or enchantment wipe, or at least enough of an artifact and enchantment wipe for stuff like cEDH. 4 mana is a little bit on the higher side, but it's not bad. It's people do hard cast Witch Enchanter all the time
Right.
just for the sake of popping one thing. This is multiple Witch Enchanters in one go, and if you're playing something like Thrasios Timna, this is going to be 4 mana for 3 bodies and destroying like 2 Rhystic Studies in a Mana Rock.
Yeah, I would say for the time a few years back, you'd see a lot of Reclamation Sage and what when Amonkhet introduced Manglehorn, though it was only artifacts, not enchantments. Those were both 3 CMC, so in green it's not so bad because you're likely running dorks and it could be a turn 2 thing. A white scaled Rex Sage is interesting. Do we have this in white? We do. We do have this in white. What
Witch
else?
Enchanter.
Yeah, is that really
Which
the
in what's her name? The third path, Lorien of the third path.
right? I like this. It's funny. I kind of glazed over this. I do think that you're right that the 4 is maybe a little high. I think that this would be really good selective tech and like slower decks.
I do want to say, some people do play Crush Contraband, which is 4 mana, exile an artifact and an enchantment. This is Crush Contraband if you just play your commander once. If you're playing partners, you'll probably have played both your commanders at some point. So this is an improved Crush Contraband. And best part, you don't have to hit like an artifact and an enchantment. You can hit the same thing. And on top of that, you're getting all the copies on the stack, meaning that no one knows which one is going to target what,
Oh, fact,
and
fact,
you
fact,
get to
dude.
you get to stack it in like a weird way where if somebody like stifles the effect or protects their thing, you get to change targets and do whatever you want to do after the fact. So you
Yeah.
get to make the choices after people
I
interact.
just wanna I just want to amend my feelings on this card. For whatever reason, I was thinking that this was you get to select additional targets. You are
It's
making
additional
you're
bodies.
making physical tutus.
Yeah.
Um, this is much better than I thought. It's actually quite good. For some reason, I read this as like, oh, that's neat. You could just like, it's not like replicate, because it is kind of like replicate. You just get you get to do new versions of the bottom effect, but
It's
it's
like strive. It's like
yeah.
strive for each time you cast your commander.
No, this is dope. This is really dope. This is pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's you just get tutus and they spread. Also, it's
Yeah,
warrior. Winota card or not Winota, Najila card.
yeah. Sorry, yeah, Mike. Yeah, I totally missed her just getting bodies. It was like, if it's a 4 mana, if it's 4 mana, you get 2/2/2s and you hit 2 things. That's pretty good. Just like
Yeah.
in general, that's pretty good. It's also a spy.
In general, Thunderbolt Ross.
In general, Thunderbolt Ross. Let's go. And thank you, Angelus, for the lore drop. I might ask for more lore drops as we go along. Anyway,
My next card is Heroic Sacrifice. Choose target creature you control until the end of your turn. All damage that will be dealt to you and creatures you control is dealt to the chosen creature instead. Uh, this is an interesting card because A, it's just like a good way to dodge a red board wipe, and it's a good protection piece in Boros to turn your board wipe into a one-sided board wipe. B, if you have an indestructible thing, this is just absorb all the damage. And C, This lets you do like a lot of just random weird damage relevant stuff for commanders that care about it and certain cards that care about having your stuff get damaged. So it's cool. And I do want to add, when that creature dies this turn, put its counters on target creature you control and draw a card. So it's a protection spell with cantrip that moves counters over.
Yeah.
Pretty cool effect.
That's pretty. What if it's a finality counter?
That would suck.
The draw effect's actually pretty legit.
It's it's
I
really funny. I with you saying finality counters, I had that realization of like, finality counters are a really untapped market because one thing Wizards could do that for some reason they don't do is have cards that put finality counters on your opponent's creatures. So it's like the
Yeah,
exile one die thing,
right.
but in a more interesting way. And I'm like,
100%.
why don't they do
That
that?
would be dope. That would be
Yeah.
there was a character that had like a lore specific reason to do it, or any effect that was just like, no, if you die this time, it's for real. It's for realsies. Heroic Sacrifice is good. I almost put it on my list. I don't know why I didn't. I feel like damage is too narrow. I feel like people usually just say, I'm gonna kill the thing.
No, yeah. The
But
only reason why I do like it is if somebody does like I deal infinite damage to stuff, you just go, you dealt infinite damage to my random elf. Thanks. Nice Chandra's ignition, idiot.
yeah, no, legitimately though, that is pretty sick. For the damage specific outs, also
There's
like Fire
I, I
Covenant,
do I,
Blasphemous
I
Act.
do want to point out this really funny combo. This plus Stuffy Doll. Just nuke a guy. Just
Yeah,
kill a man.
kill, just kill a man.
Just kill a man.
I like that Stuffy Doll's just in Iron Man's suit.
Yeah.
At any rate, it's pretty solid. I like it.
Next, I have
Art here is
Invisible Force Field.
sorry. I was just
So,
I just like this art, but yeah, I have
yeah,
invisible force fields. This is good card.
yep. One and a white for an instant that says up to 4 permanents you control gain indestructible until the end of the turn and rebound. First part's already just really good because it lets you protect specific cards here and there. If somebody's trying to board wipe, if somebody's trying to get rid of something good, you can protect it. Rebound lets you play a bit more aggressively and do some dumb stuff. This card is really funny if you're running Armageddon because you can make it so you're the only guy left with lands. And this is just, in a lot of occasions, a heroic intervention. It's just a good effect. It
Yeah,
lets you attack a bit more freely. There's a lot of decks that would be happy to run
yeah.
this.
It's not as narrow as it feels. I mean, I feel like 2 mana to protect 4 things. In a lot of cases, that's nearly your
You're
entire
usually only
board.
going to need to protect like 2, maybe 3.
Seriously.
4 feels overkill, but you're not sad about it.
No, no, no. I mean, I'm glad it's not like it's not targeting creatures. Like a lot of the Fantastic Four cards, like 4 is kind of a theme. Go figure. But I it's not non-land. It is specifically all permanents. Yeah, Will kind of hit it on the head. You can do some dumb stuff with this if you want to be aggressive. And for 2 mana, it's like such a low bar for entry. I'm just
Yeah,
really glad it didn't say like creatures, protect 4 creatures. Like that would have sucked.
yeah.
Good card.
So it is a good enough heroic intervention style effect. Next, I have Matt Murdock, Justice Seeker. 1 and a white, legendary creature, human advisor hero with 2 power and 2 toughness. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control.
Hmm.
Each creature you control with a counter on it has Ward 1. So it lets you buff your stuff and it protects your stuff to some degree. Cool card.
Yeah, it's decent protection. I feel like what lists are gonna want to use this? I guess if you're
For
running a
cEDH, not as much.
yeah, I think counter manipulation, like it could be fun to get the ball rolling on certain cards for 1
Yeah,
mana. And 1 is low. That's really low. Like to get the value you're getting there, it's not just a +1/+1 counter. It's the fact that it's offering ward provided Matt Murdock's around.
yeah.
I wish it scaled for +1/+1 like the bigger it gets with +1/+1 counters, it has that
Yeah, it's
much
like
more war.
Ward equal to the Ward X, where X is the number of counters it has, something like that.
Yeah, because it's not like I understand he's 2 mana, Um, Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, like, it doesn't feel like too cracked if it's scaled, but you know, if you play something that like a Hydra that comes in with counters or something, then yeah, obviously that's quite good. Um,
Matt Murdock, Hydra Seeker.
exactly.
I am Hydra.
Oh yeah, right. He's like, don't worry, I got your back. Yeah, what a cool guy. Yeah, I agree with you. This is pretty solid. I think that it's probably not going to be seen in cEDH, but it's pretty solid. I need a copy of Matt for Kyler deck. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, my next card, Night Nurse, Healer of Heroes. 1 white for a 2/1 legendary creature, human doctor hero with flash and lifelink. When this enters, choose target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there this turn, return it to your hand. This is a Tashar card. It's just a good Tashar card because it's historic, so it triggers Tashar by casting it, and it returns a historic thing so that you can do the whole sack loop combo. It's just a good card. Um,
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, I didn't know Anne Hathaway was in this game. That looks like spot on to me. Matt is a standard
uh,
card from the future. Um, no, it's solid. I definitely agree with you on Cheshire card. Flash is actually quite good.
yeah, because
Um,
it means that it's also just like a weird protective piece, lets you avoid commander attacks in some scenarios. It lets you do some really, really interesting things as well because you can go, oh, you're trying to kill Tashar. I'm going to flashback Night Nurse, returning a random artifact to hand. Tashar trigger on cast. I'm going to return creature that says Tashar can't be targeted.
mhm.
Hexproofed, something along the lines of that.
Right, right, right. Yeah, it's really solid. Even outside of Tashar, I think this is pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, there are
there's a
so
reason why.
many. What?
There's a reason Sam Wise saw like a little bit of play in random decks. This is just Sam Wise, but with Flash and Lifelink.
Yeah, the lifelink is interesting. I don't even think it needs it to be good, but it's there.
It's Doctor.
Yeah. Night nurse. Actually, I like. Is nurse a subtype in this game?
No.
Okay. Night nurse
And
goes
Doctor
into
funnily enough a subtype because of Doctor Who. Even though we have like Goblin Surgeon.
Goblin Chirurgeon. Um,
Yeah.
Ratadrapic card.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's legendary. It does things.
Just legendary.
Also, Radadrapic makes a non-legendary token, if I remember correctly. So that means that the token of Night Nurse can return Night Nurse to your hand, and then you can replay Night Nurse. That is infinite with Phyrexian Altar. Fair enough. And Warren Soul Trader.
Just so
Fair.
you guys,
Fair.
if you guys don't remember this legend, it's on the screen now. And all right.
Uh, next. Quake, Agent of Shield.
Oh,
This one, I think, is going to be an annoying tech card in kind of every single format.
wait, where the hell's Quake? I remember seeing this one and just
It's like the first Q card.
absolutely just loving the art. This person hasn't done too much art for this game, but every single card this person's painted is a banger. And it's mostly like background, what am I trying to say? Landscapes.
Yeah.
But all the art this person's done is so good. Sorry, so shout out Josu Solano, who goes by Salon on this card. All right, sorry. I just wanted to say that it's probably my favorite art from this set.
But Quake is 3 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature, inhuman spy hero, with an effect called Seismic Takedown. That says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, tap target creature or land. Or land is atrocious
Yeah,
because
yeah.
let me just say, in 60 card, in modern, somebody plays Tron and you just go, oh yeah, I'm just gonna play Quake. Oh, on your upkeep, cantrip, cantrip, I tap down 2 of your Tron lands. You have 1 mana to play with. Enjoy.
Dude, it's kind
Oh,
of
next
gross.
turn, could do the same thing again, and I'm gonna hit you for 3. Repeat, repeat, repeat. It's Quake is going to be annoying because also Quake is a really good anti-5 color card
Mm-hmm.
because if somebody's playing like Nagila or something like that, you just go, oh, you fetched out a Triumph on turn 1 and then you played like a Shockland on turn 2. I'm going to tap down the Triumph. You only have 2 of your colors. Enjoy.
Right. Or even just tap down the Nagila before it goes off.
Yeah,
It's like, hey,
yeah.
no, stop.
Yep, no attack, no attack.
Main phase one. Main phase one. um, fun fact, fun Quake fact. She is the daughter of Mr. Hyde. What? Oh, like, because they have like a Jekyll Hyde character in Marvel, right?
Yeah, Mr. Hyde is also
Is
like
he in?
in the set.
Oh, okay.
He's in the set.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Quake, amazing art. Again, favorite from the set. Seismic Takedown, sick. This is definitely going
yeah.
to see play. This is one of the more interesting. I want to say stacks pieces in white. It's not necessarily. It's a do nothing if you don't have anything to cast into it. So it's not like I like to think of stacks pieces as cards that have a permanence to their effects where you don't need to do anything. It's just hindering the game. But this is such interesting tech. I think you probably want to
Yeah,
splash this into lists that typically run instance, like blue. But this is so cool. Before you go off, like just tapping down that island, right? That the threat of a counter spell, and like you just throw something like not needless, but play a lesser spell before going for the important spell, and then tap down their land and see what they have after that. It's really really solid.
yeah. It's going to be a nuisance card in a lot of formats. I don't think it's going to break anything, but it's going to make like a couple new decks pop up. Um, Next, I have a Quantum Alignment, which is the next card, thankfully.
Oh,
Um,
entanglement. Excuse me.
Entanglement. Why say alignment?
There you go.
Quantum Entanglement. 1 and a white for an enchantment that has flash, and when this enchantment enters, or at the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1 and a white. If you do, exile a creature you control and return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's a Conjurer's Closet effect with flash that immediately flickers a thing as long as you're willing to pay a total of 4.
Yeah.
Just by the virtue of that, it's protection on your most important effect. Um, it's also just a cheap Conjurer's Closet that you can hold up
Well,
until right before your turn.
yeah. Well, conjure is 4 mana, right? Artifact. Oh, conjure is just 5.
Yeah.
This is just better. I mean, and again, like even if you just play this to get it out of your hand as setup, you hold this and you have the 2 representative to play it and just hold it. It's really not bad. Obviously, it loses its protective effect, but if you're playing a flicker deck where your ETBs or LTBs matter, this is a really really good piece of tech for those lists. I really
Yeah.
thought
Just a
Conjurer's
little
Closet.
bit of protection.
I really thought Conjurer's Closet was for yeah, 4 CMC.
No, it's the
There-
teleporter thing from the D&D set. That one's 3 and a white.
Yeah. Faster but more expensive than Airbending Mastery.
Yeah. It immediately starts flickering things, but
Yeah.
you are paying more in the long run. But it's a little bit of protection. So give and take. If you are playing Zur, you can search this out as well, which is just nice. I don't think that there's going to be a Flicker Zur deck, but it's there.
Sorry. Just the
Uh,
the wife asking me something. We're all good now.
Royal Talon Fighter Jet is my next one. It is X white white for an artifact vehicle that has 1 power and 1 toughness and flying. When this enters, put X counters on it. When this enters or attacks, create a number of 1/1 soldier tokens equal to the number of counters on it. Crew for 2. Um, this just makes a big board by itself. It's a decent threat.
Sorry. We're all good here. Yeah, yeah. Enters or attacks?
Yep. So it enters and immediately makes you, let's say, like 5 tokens, and the next turn you tap 2 of them and you make 5 more tokens, and next turn you tap 2 of them and make 5 more tokens. It itself is a 6/6 by that point. So it's a weird Titan that's gonna be able to do some stuff.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it.
Next I have Super Soldier Serum, which is one of my favorite meme cards, but is also just a good card. It is 1 white for an enchantment aura with enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +2/+2 first strike and vigilance, and is a legendary soldier in addition to its other types. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks, attach any number of target equipment you control to it. The reason why this is a meme card is one of the Captain Americas is like a 3/2, which means that vanilla Cap is a 1/0.
Also, is that like Doc Brown in the background?
It looks like
It
it.
really does. There's like a DeLorean to the right of the scene. You can't see it.
Yeah, and it's like what's his name, the bully from Back to the Future is Captain America in the scene. That does not look like any of the Captain Americas that
Not
we've seen.
really, dude. He's like he's very pasty white. Like I don't know. He does. Yeah, I don't disagree. His face is very fishy too, and I don't mean in like a fun way. He looks kind of aquatic. I don't know, something about his hair. There's something about this art that's just not jiving with me. Sorry,
Yeah.
artist.
Uh, Next, I have the Mind Stone, which
Yeah,
not to be confused with Mind Stone. It is the Mind Stone.
very different.
1 and a white for legendary Infinity Stone. It has indestructible, it taps for a white, and you can pay 5 and a white and tap it to harness the Mind Stone.
Mm.
When it is harnessed at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control and return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's just a rock that is Conjurer's Closet, but you have to spend a bit more mana to play it. It's also better
And
Conjurer's Closet because it's non-land permanents, not creatures.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just good. If you're playing white, play this card. The only exceptions being if you don't need rocks. But even if you don't need rocks, this is still good value. So,
It's just good. It's just a really
yeah.
good rock. And all the stones that are all the infinity stones that are coming out are gonna just be good. We have two now.
Yeah.
We have the mind and we have the what's the black one?
Soul.
Soul. Okay.
Yeah. Mind and soul.
Is that all you have for white?
I have 2 more.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Vault Guardsman.
Oh, oh,
It
oh.
is 5 and a white for artifact creature, human advisor with convoke, 3 power and 4 toughness. When this enters, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield.
Uh,
This is just a convoke removal effect that is also an artifact which is relevant for certain decks.
right.
The fact that it can be kind of cheated out, the fact that it hits artifacts or creatures, and the fact that it is an artifact gives enough utility that I wouldn't be too surprised at seeing people play it. Like for instance, stupid but possible idea. In Oswald, you could use this and then crack it to get chromatic orrery
All
or
right.
something like that to get value and fix all your colors for the rest of the game. Are you going to do that? Probably not, but it is an option.
I like. I mean, this is like a palace jailer effect. It expands on it, but you don't get to be monarch. I kind of, to me, this is like the benchmark of like a good. Here's a body, and it did this effect.
I do want to say, this set makes me so sad because we got like 8 effects that are like, oh, it's an
Yeah,
exile until leaves effect.
yeah.
It's a banisher priest, not a fiend hunter.
Sorry, sorry. Yeah,
I
yeah.
need more Abdel.
I don't mind. I don't mind Vault Guards. I almost put it on my list, but I'm like, it does. It feels like a lesser Palace Jailer. But I agree. Like the artifact is relevant. The fact that it is an artifact is relevant. There's another card we're going to talk about in
I mean,
blue. That's an artifact.
heck,
That's super relevant.
the fact that it's an artifact is relevant. The fact that it has convoke is pretty relevant
Yeah,
in a lot of cases.
yeah.
The fact that like it hits artifacts or creatures is pretty relevant because turning off somebody's piece of fast mana or combo card is really good.
Hmm.
Um, I love it. I
Yeah.
just love it. Also, random Tushar card because you're going to be filling your board with a bunch of creatures, and then this is a historic card. So didn't even think about that. Not a bad effect for Tushar.
No, that's actually pretty decent. Oswald's gonna have to climb pretty high. I don't think we have any like 5 CMC artifacts we like to hit, but
You don't run enough creatures in Oswald for this to
all right.
actually be good. It's just a potential.
I love the composition of the art here. Can someone tell me, is this a random girl or is this a named character between the Vault Guardsman's legs? Let me know. Let me know if you know. The girl sitting next to Spider-Man. Anyways, Moving on.
My final card in white is Winter Soldier Reborn Avenger.
Yeah, yeah.
4 and white, legendary creature, human soldier hero with 3 power and 5 toughness. When this attacks, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to this creature's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. If a hero entered this way, put a addition or if a hero creature entered this way, put an additional +1/+1 counter on it. This is just a Sun Titan that you can get out with Winota, and it is potentially better than Sun Titan because you can make it really big and then get back stuff like Razaketh. Um, I don't think it's going to be played everywhere. It's just a pretty nice card for certain decks.
Yeah. I mean that effect is good.
Yeah,
So you can't argue with it. Yeah, I would probably you want to cheat it out. I mean anything 5 CMC you typically want to cheat out if you can, but it's pretty solid. I mean, if you're an
yeah.
Orzhov, obviously you mentioned Razaketh. Winota is obviously Boros, but even still.
Wolfsbane Brock Teleportation Circle. That is the Conjurer's Closet in white that costs 4.
There's only two other things I want to bring up before we move away from white, and then obviously if there's anything you guys want to talk about, we're more than happy to cover them. I'm only bringing this up because it is a new board wipe, so don't get too excited. Ultimate Nullification. For 4 generic and a white sorcery as additional cost to cast this, sacrifice a legendary creature. The theme. Exile all creatures and graveyards. Put Nullification on the bottom of its owner's library.
Yep.
Just another wipe. It is exile though, so this hits everything. I do wish it was a wider range of targets, not just bodies, but that's okay. And the other card I want to bring up is something that we don't see too often, but I like these effects. Panther Pounce. It's a common, it's white, and it's instant. Target player investigates, typically you. Um, you get a clue. You can pay 2 and sacrifice the clue to draw a card. So it's a slow cantrip, but also you're generating an artifact, which is relevant for some decks. Looking at you, Oswald, because target creature gets +1/+0, gains flying until end of turn, untap it. So if you are running a list that relies on your commander or some other relevant body untapping, this will let you do that at instant speed, and it will replace itself in the long run. And in that instance, is generating an artifact for you to play with as well. So there's a pretty good range of effect here. I don't think flying is going to be too relevant in Commander. I do think that the +1/+0 could be relevant if you're making a block, right? So you can kill something you otherwise couldn't, and you would be untapped for it. It's a just really good one cost thing to
Yeah,
me.
it's a pseudo cantrip that makes something kind of unblockable, do a little bit more damage, and also untaps. It's 1 mana untap a thing is good for a lot of different decks. Like for instance, there's the Selesnya Selvala that is make a mana for each different power among creatures you control.
Yeah,
This is just a really good ritual for that deck. There's other things that probably or other commanders in white that probably care about stuff like that.
right.
Like OG Sisse.
Yeah, I mean,
That cares about untapping.
I still specifically in Oswald use Burst of Energy. It's a really good common from Urza's Saga, but this is sort of like the baseline. It's just 1 white instant untap target permanent. So obviously wider range of effects in that deck, very good because a lot of our artifacts are super relevant to untap. But just for getting another crack at Oswald, that's quite good.
Well,
Okay.
it's another crack at Oswald while also giving you a 0-drop that you can turn into a 1-drop,
You
which could be relevant.
100%. It's a key. It's a voltaic
Yeah,
key.
no. Not always key. You also have the glass casket thing, the 1 mana,
True.
the artifact one. So it could be removal.
Honestly, yeah, I do think that having 0 cost things in that deck that are artifacts is super relevant. I mean, you could run Winter Soldier in Boros extra combat decks, reanimate combat celebrant swing, sack CC with trigger for
True, but then
soldier.
it comes back on attack. So the way you'd have to do it is you attack with combat celebrant, but with Winter Soldier, you then have to name the target on attack. So you can't name Combat Celebrant because it's still on the field when you get the Combat Celebrant trigger. So you need 2 Combat Celebrants, which kind of makes it harder. You also need to get a +1/+1 counter on the Winter Soldier to make it work to begin with. Just use Sun Titan. Actually, no, it's not power. It's mana value. Never mind. But still, just use like Sun Titan for something like that. Or I was gonna say any other Boros combo, but I can't think of like a good Boros combo off the top of my head.
That's okay. All right, guys, that covers white. We're gonna move on to blue. Again, if there's anything you want to cover from white as we're going along, you can let us know, and then we'll cover any additional blue cards later. By the way, I didn't know Zardo was a thing. I literally was going through this, and I'm like, oh, there's. I didn't know Wonder Woman was Marvel. This threw me off so much, man. At any rate, I guess every comic needs a beautiful Amazonian warrior.
Indeed, indeed.
If that's where she's from. Okay.
Next, in blue, I'm starting it off with Council of Reeds.
Yeah.
So this card is like actually kind of nutty because it's 2 and a blue for a legendary creature, human scientist hero with 2 power, 2 toughness. It says the legend rule doesn't apply to creatures you control, which is already kind of a nice effect for stuff like Sakashima and Krark. But at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a token copy of Council of Reeds. So you're doubling your board every single combat on your turn just because you cast an instant or a non-creature spell at some point. This gets out of control very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of dope. I don't think that this would be its own commander. I do think is like that's such a good effect. I'm trying to think of are there good ways to abuse this? Apart from just having the bodies.
The way to abuse it is effects that let you temporarily turn creatures into other creatures, because then you can have them become a temporary copy of the Council of Reed, double, and then turn back into the other thing. That's the one way that I thought of like hyper abusing it, and there are cards in the set that do it that I'm going to be bringing up, but it's really just a thing that makes a very big board very quickly. That's primarily just the use of it, because casting a non-creature spell before combat is not difficult.
Yeah, I would say 9 out of 10 times you're doing that. You've probably done that. You might have even done it today. I don't know.
Next, I have Fantastic Elasticity.
Yes.
This is 2 and a blue for sorcery that says choose 1. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand with rebound. This is just remove 2 non-land permanents, which is not bad for 3 mana in blue. It's fine. The other thing of returning instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand with rebound is pretty good, because there's a whole deck around giving these type of effects a rebound to take infinite extra turns. This already having rebound is just nutty. Even if you're not going infinite, just getting 2 things back or turning this into 2 extra turn cards gives you a lot of utility.
Well, like, couldn't it retrieve itself after it's retrieved the extra turn?
No, because the rebound is recasting it from exile.
If you cast this before
cast it and exile it, then you're recasting it from exile.
Yeah. Okay.
So it does not go infinite with itself.
Thank God for that reminder text.
I will say, though, if you have like a regrowth and an extra turn spell, this is just infinite, which is not hard to set up, considering the fact that like all the extra turn decks are in Simic right now. Sure, yeah. So there you go. That's how you do it. It's this regrowth and an extra turn spell for infinite.
It's solid. More tech for you guys.
Next is, I think that this is one of the cards that I was, funnily enough, referencing earlier of things that let you abuse the fact that you have that you can turn things into other things temporarily. Loki, Lord of Misrule. This is a good deal further down.
Oh wow, you're just skipping my girl over here.
You can go over your girl.
No. But, we'll look at it later.
Yeah. Lord of Misrule is 3 and a blue for a legendary creature, god, sorcerer, villain with 3 power and 4 toughness. Pay a blue, tap, choose target creature you control. Each creature you control, other than the chosen creature, becomes a copy of that creature, except it isn't a legendary. Activate only as a sorcery. This is Nanogen conversion, but it's on a body and it's repeatable, which is really abusable for a lot of commanders. Because, funnily enough, a lot of the commanders that would want to run Nanogen conversion are all in green. Almost all of them are in green, meaning that you can find Loki easier than you can find anything else, and then you use Loki and you turn all of your dorks in your Chulane deck into Chulane and just go the heck off.
Was
Or your
is Nanogen choose any creature?
I think it's choose a creature you control and then everything
Still.
becomes it, including your opponent's stuff.
Okay, okay,
Whereas
okay.
Loki is your stuff becomes that.
Yeah. That's it's maybe a little better in that sense. I mean, obviously
Well,
both are viable. Both are viable in their own way.
the benefit of Nanogen over Loki is Nanogen shuts off stacks pieces, whereas Loki doesn't.
Right. It's also instantaneous, right? So
Yeah,
this you do need to wait.
Loki has to lose summoning sickness to start doing the thing,
Yeah.
but Loki's repeatable, which is what's also kind of nice.
Yeah. Not bad.
Next, Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. 3 and a blue for a legendary creature human scientist hero with 2 power, 4 toughness, and reach. Whenever you create one or more tokens, whenever one or more tokens
Oh,
you
sorry.
control enter, you may draw a card. This card is nuts. So it's 4 mana. Making tokens draws you cards. Just by itself, there's a lot of decks that incidentally make tokens. Nagila, for instance, they are all each separate triggers to make warrior tokens, I believe. Let me double check that just to be certain.
Yeah. Please do. And he's a warrior. No, I'm kidding.
No. Whenever a warrior attacks, you may have its controller make a 1/1 tapped and attacking. So with Nagila, Reed Richards means you get a draw for every single warrior you control that attacked, which is nuts. On top of that, this goes infinite with the Locust God. So we have another card for your Locust God deck.
Locust God is it? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. 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 He's drawing is good.
Yeah, drawing is good. Granted, Mr. Fantastic is competing in the same space for Nagila as Samut, so probably not going to be played in Nagila, but a lot of potential with this card.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Congrats on those pulls, Grizzly. Comic book art Bruce Banner in the collector box and borderless foil King T'Challa. Like
Nice.
good pulls. Those are sick. I don't really know what I want from the set, like art wise, other than Quake. I would actually play Quake too, but that's not like
Yeah.
it's gonna be expensive or anything.
I would build a 60 card Quake deck just to annoy people.
Yeah.
That seems really fun.
It could be fun. Yeah, Fantastic's great though. He's
Fantastic's
very
fantastic.
Yeah, you could say that.
Multiversal Recruitment, 3 and a blue for a sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it isn't legendary. Flashback for 5 blue.
This is good.
This is just good.
Yeah. I mean, what's the lowest? Is 4 like the lowest alternative sorcery make a copy of a thing effect?
That's non-legendary, correct. 3 is
Right.
the lowest cost that does make it legendary, but this one doesn't make it legendary,
Right.
which is good. Decks that would potentially want this is maybe stuff like Vadrik, maybe Krark Sakashima, because if you have enough cost reduction effects in Krark and Sakashima, or enough mana, this could just make you a ton of Krarks in one go. It also has Flashback, which is just really nice. So if you were doing something like Vadrik and you did need to make multiple copies of your Archmage of Emeritus or something, you can do that. Decent card.
Agreed.
Agreed. Pot of agreed. Draw 2 cards. Next, I know that we just went over this guy, but we're going over him again. Reed Richards, smartest man alive, or smartest man.
Is there a smartest man alive version? Because I thought it sounded appropriate when you said it.
Yeah. 5 and a blue. You think that we're not gonna compare him to the living dead? He is smarter than all of them, Patrick.
Yeah.
5 and a blue for a 2/4 legendary creature human scientist hero with reach. you have no maximum hand size. Uh, the first yeah, the first time you would draw a card each turn, except for your first drawn up during your draw step, draw 4 cards instead. This is just nuts in a lot of decks, in a lot of scenarios. This makes your Rhystic Study into a draw 4 instead of a draw 1. It makes Esper Sentinel a lot scarier because people really do need to pay the 1. And if somebody ends their turn and didn't draw you cards, you just cast that cantrip and then you draw 4 instead. Really solid card. It's 6 mana, which is the one major downside. But,
Yeah.
like, if you have any way of making a lot of mana or cheating past him, like, good card. Good card
Yeah.
is good.
No, I agree. I think I left him off my list just due to the cost, but the effect is amazing. I think the other Richards is probably more playable in a lot of lists, but they're both good.
Next I have uh Shuri, Wakanda Inventor,
Ooh,
1 and a blue
this
for a
scroll.
legendary creature, human artificer hero with 2 power and 1 toughness. Artifacts you cast cost 1 less to cast. Already pretty good. You may pay 1 and tap to target artifact you control. Uh, target artifact you control becomes a copy of a second target artifact you control. It isn't legendary activated sorcery speed. There are 2 reasons why I really like this card. 3. The third reason, which I'm just going to go over, is its cost reduction for artifacts.
Yeah.
That's good. The 2 reasons why I think this is good are, 1, double up your really good best artifact that you can think of so that you can kind of pop off. If you have Rings of Brighthearth, you can make extra copies of keys and stuff like that so that you can go infinite with manifold keys.
Right.
It helps with that. It's just nice. Also, that effect lets you do some really dumb things with random artifacts. Like, for instance, Sensei's Divining Top. You can turn a really good ETB effect artifact into Sensei's Divining Top to put it back on top of the deck, and then put top on top of the deck to draw that copy, play it, and then get that good ETB effect again. There's a lot of weird, interesting things that you can do with that to kind of abuse the effect. So it's cool. If there's an artifact that's like 1 mana, and I was gonna say like 1 mana draw card, but you need to untap this to do it.
Yeah.
Good card to just use to cast a whole bunch of artifacts. It's probably going to be a Joyra card because it lets you do some weird shenanigans. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Joyra cares about historic, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And weird, funny thing you can do. If you run Liquid Metal Torque in your
Yeah.
deck, you can turn Joyra into an artifact and then turn something else into a second copy of Joyra. You might run Liquid Metal Torque just because it's a mana rock and it's technically a free card in Joyra. But that's an interesting line you could run in Joyra now.
Yeah. You can infinitely chain one rings without taking the damage. Well, you could certainly convert one of your things and gain the burden and draw cards, and those burden counters will just live on that other artifact.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
damn good. I mean, honestly, that's probably my favorite blue card from the set next to another Wakandan, but it's really good. Sure, he's great.
Uh, Next, Silver Surfer, Cosmic Voyager. More like Cosmic Voyeurist, dudes running around in the nude all across the universe.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Close those legs. Close those legs, sir.
or blue, legendary creature, alien hero, 5 mana, 5 toughness, flash flyer. When this enters, exile any number of target permanents you control. Return those to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. If a land is returned this way, tap it.
Fair.
Or it enters tapped. Um,
Super, super fair.
yeah, which, well, no the fuck it is not.
Uh,
Tatiova. You ramp a lot in Tatiova, you flash this in, and then you draw 10 cards in Tatiova.
yeah.
And one of them is probably Flicker, which draws you 10 more cards in Tatiova. All of your mana rocks are entering untapped, meaning that you will have the mana to Flicker Silver Surfer over and over and over again. So you're drawing a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer goes in a lot of different decks just because of landfall and like weird protection stuff, but it's just good.
Yeah, this is a really good way to accumulate the landfall triggers without having to go through a lot of hoops of, destroy, regrowing those lands. Um, yeah, flickering lands is not all that common, or like lands in mass like this is not all that common. I'm trying to think of any equivalent we have.
There are two cards in the game that do it, and one is like repeatable target, and the other one is on mass, but it's like exile all permanents target player controls, return them on end step.
Okay. This feels pretty solid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does this auto include in Tatiova in your mind, or?
Yeah. Yeah. This is an auto include in a lot of landfall decks. If you have like an actual way to benefit off of landfall, this is good.
Shuri goes in anything that's the Ethereum sculptor goes in. Yeah, frankly. I mean, sculptor is an artifact as well, though, right? So like that has its benefits, but again, like if it's historic triggering, that's what legendaries, artifacts, and enchantments. What are the? I forget how.
Saga.
Saga. Thank you. Then yeah, then it's the same. It's the same difference. She's so good for an uncommon. This is really good for an uncommon. This is really
Yeah.
correct for it. I just want to say feels very good for an uncommon. Um, obviously
I
they've narrowed it to things only you control, but like, come on. You can also drop him on someone's upkeep to make them lose their lands for a turn. Silver Surfer?
No, it's you
You
control.
control, unfortunately. Yeah.
Um, the next card. This is a weird one, but one that I do think is actually quite good for one very specific deck and maybe a couple others. Stark's Ingenuity. 2 and a blue for an enchantment aura that says enchant a creature you control. When this enters, you may pay X. If you do, draw X cards. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature. There is one reason why I really, really like this card. If you are playing Zur, if you do not have anything else to do in your hand, or you had a hand that was just ramp, and you know people are going to have interaction for something like Necropodes, you can just attack with Zur, get this, dump a good chunk of mana into this, and fully reload a hand, and then you're good.
Yep.
On top of that, this card, if you can flicker it, is really good for a lot of decks that make a lot of mana, so it's a really solid bracket 4 card, and it puts counters on a thing, so if you do flicker this, you're not really losing anything. This is weirdly good.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good in a lot of ways. It's not bad. I think three plus whatever X's feels kind of rough, but Will has the right idea. Like if you cheat it out or are flickering it, it's just value that's on the board. Obviously, if the thing you attach this to is like a high value target, it's probably going to get removed and then the aura will be lost in that instance. But I think if you use this, you probably don't want to put it on Zur, but he's likely the only thing that's going to be out. So
I also kind of missed this initially, and this is also relatively, not relatively, this is pretty relevant. This in Curie. That second part of when you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature goes nuts with Curie, because that just means that you're doubling Curie's power every turn and drawing a ton of cards. So the ETB is useful, the putting counters on stuff is useful. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this.
Curie was really fun, dude.
Yeah.
Curie was actually good. I think we built Curie, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Losing the aura is not the biggest deal.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
aura itself doesn't really do anything other than just putting more counters on the thing. But if the enchanted creature dies and you lose the aura, that sucks. But
Yeah.
somebody just disenchanting this,
It's true.
okay.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw cards equal to its base power.
Oh, base power? Oh, I've been misreading Curie the entire time. Lord. Okay, well, dang.
Get rid of it.
Indeed.
Curie's dead.
Well, my next card is another draw aura, and it's super intelligence.
Yeah.
It's 1 blue, enchant aura, enchant a creature. At the beginning of the upkeep of the enchanted creature's controller, that player draws a card. So you theoretically could enchant an opponent's creature just to be a nice guy, but you're enchanting your Rograx so that you're drawing an additional card every turn for the rest of the game. Because turns out, one mana enchantments is a good way to draw cards. I have a fish that would like to talk to you about that.
Yeah. I mean,
This is just a fine card.
yeah, it's basically like, it's not the same as Dark Confidant, but it kind of reads that way with no downside. Obviously, you need a body to put this on, so not necessarily for every deck if your commander comes out late and you don't run a lot of bodies. But I think it's just a really good blue draw effect. If you've ever thought blue didn't have draw, then here you go. Here's one for
Yeah.
you. Also in those Simic decks, speaking of Simic, I feel like this would be really good in that. Like you're not gonna make a lightning rod out of a Birds of Paradise just because it's super intelligent, right? I don't think anyone's gonna care. Like no one really gets rid of value pieces like that. Like the Esper Sentinels are usually safe. Like all that stuff is usually
Turn
safe.
Birds of Paradise into an inverted dodo.
Yeah.
Actually, really smart. It's the
he,
smartest bird alive.
oh, he's a
Eat your
genius.
heart out, Reed Richards.
He lost flying because the super intelligence is weighing him down. The massive brain is weighing him down. It's the blue rent is due. Yeah. God, it's kind of how
Speaking
blue
of
is.
blue rent, we got an effect that's not bad for blue. It's a good piece of blue interaction, and it's the Wondrous Wasp. 1 blue, legendary creature, human hero with 2 power, 1 toughness, flash, and flying. When this enters, tap up to 1 target creature. It loses all abilities as long as this remains on the field.
Yeah.
It is just, hey, nice Timna, idiot.
Yeah.
Not,
And now,
hey, nice Nagila, idiot. Not, hey, nice name the most annoying commander at the table.
right.
Not.
Yeah. It's kind of exactly like that. I like this a lot. Do I feel like the blue player is going to stick this in their deck? It really depends on the legendary at the helm. I feel like it's only going to go into those lists that are slower or more control oriented. So
No, this goes in every list.
I
I'm
don't think
stating
so,
this
man.
right now. Like, this goes in Thrasios Timna because it's another body that also just says, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
ruining your entire game plan for 2
Are
mana."
you taking out
This
like the dress down, even if you're on? What are you taking out for the
you
wonders?
100% take out Dress Down for this because Dress Down hurts your own stuff, but this hurts everything.
Tishana's Tide Binder, but doesn't have Stifle tacked on and only hits creatures.
Yeah, but Tishana's Tidebinder only stops the things for the turn. It stops the thing forever. I'm correct, right?
I'll check it
Let
out. I'll
me.
check it out. Tishana's is 3. What is this? Oh, sorry. Tide Binder enters the battlefield, counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability.
As long as this remains on the battlefield.
Okay.
I still like the Wasp more because it is a better body. It's a better body for cheaper.
Hmm.
Because it's 2 mana. It's 2 mana to not just kill a commander, but it's 2 mana to take a commander out of the game until somebody deals with this.
Planeswalkers. I can't think of too many relevant ones that you see played. No offense. Creatures.
At least for cEDH. Like in bracket 4, Tidebinder might be better than this.
Yeah,
But
messing with my Tavesh is kind of rude.
yeah.
But at least no one's gonna be swinging it. That's not even true. You're probably gonna swing into the Tavesh anyways.
Yeah, with the Wasp. With the Wondrous Wasp.
Yeah. Tishana hits the One Ring. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of annoying. Cue the music.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
Tishana's also still 3 mana.
Yeah, I do like the effectiveness of this at 2.
Yeah, it's this goes in pretty much any deck that actively wants a body or a way to just shut down commanders.
Are people into the Wasp? I'm just surprised she has so many cards themed after her. Is the Wasp like a super popular character in Marvel?
I think somewhat popular. I wouldn't say super popular, but like a notable character.
Okay.
Next is Wiccan, Rising Magician. 4 to
Mm.
blue, legendary creature, mutant warlock human with flying, 4 power, 4 toughness. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile target non-land permanent, non-land, non-token permanent, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. This is Displacer Kitten, but slower. Also, this hits other players' permanents as well, so you can just go on your upkeep, I get rid of your commander, while also just Displacer Kittening your own things. Decent effect.
Yeah, this Final Fantasy wannabe character is not bad. He's
Yeah.
giving Vincent. He's really giving Vincent. I like Tidebinder far more because it hits abilities too. I like the flexibility. I feel you there. She's super
Yeah.
important in Ultron's storyline. It's funny because the movies, she's very much like a side character. The Wasp was played by Evangeline Lilly of AON fame. Yeah. Oh yes.
Right.
Oh,
What
I
blue
do.
cards did I miss on
I do
your list,
know.
Patrick?
Um, just one. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, your girl.
I like I liked the movies. I feel like she did a killer job in the films, but they didn't, play up her importance that much, sadly. Where is she? Ironheart. Wow, this card's good. Okay.
Yeah. I
Uh
like her better in the command zone than the 99, but she is pretty
I feel
good.
like I feel like she's good. In the right deck, she's good. I think what's relevant is that she is 4 mana, 1 blue, legendary artifact creature. The fact that she's an artifact is actually pretty important for her bottom effect. Human hero, 3/4 body, improvise. It lets you use artifacts to help you in casting this. Sadly, it's not the same as what Convoke, where it'll tap for a color. You'll just get to pay generic value down. But so 5 mana feels like a lot. I think you're going to get this down pretty low. It's a flyer, and non-creature spells you cast have improvise. This is,
I actually should have put this on my list as well because I forgot that this is a Joyer card.
yeah, I mean, it just, if your deck, I love artifact based decks. Let me just start there. So if your deck cares about having artifacts, this itself is an artifact towards that count. It is easily castable in those lists if you're just generating artifacts. And the bottom effect is really freaking good. I mean, obviously, we do have things like this. What is it? The statuary, inspiring statuary.
Yeah. But that one is non-artifact spells to have Convoke. Your non-artifact spells have
Yeah,
Convoke.
non-artifact spells you cast have improvise.
Oh yeah, Improvise. Why is it Convoke?
No, you're good.
Improvise.
You're good. Uh, non-artifact spells. No, we don't want that. We want
The thing,
we want
the
this.
thing is that Ironheart technically is cheaper because you can get her out for 1 in a lot of decks,
Hmm.
and lets you cast artifacts, which is very, very necessary.
I would say test it, Angelus. I'm debating putting her as a Cheerios commander. Does Ultron go in Spider, Iron Spider, or do we change the commander? Is Ultron's coming up in black, right?
Ultron is in colorless, the one that's being referred to.
I was gonna
But
say.
we have color black and Demir Ultrons, I think. Um,
We'll look at it.
I also will say, Ironheart as a Cheerio commander, yeah, do it. The reason why is because if you're running the things that have affinity that you can get out a little bit cheaper, you can get out Ironheart turn 1 a lot of the time, which means turn 2 you'll have like 7 or 8 mana to play with, which means that you'll be able to just kind of go off or play a big spell that's like draw 7, and then you reload your entire hand, and then have a whole bunch of mana rocks in play. So the only way you get stopped is if somebody wipes all artifacts, which people don't run a lot of artifact wipes. People aren't running Meltdown.
mm.
So you can just replay Ironheart for 1 blue again and then keep going.
Yeah, I really like Ironheart. I vote we build an Ironheart or put her in the 99 of something because I just want to see how she pops off. I also really
I
love
do.
I love the standard and alt art of this card. It's very cool.
Yeah. I agree. Our next deck might be Ironheart. Ironheart's going to be built before the next set at the very least.
We do so much mono blue. Can you imagine we just do a bunch of mono blue legends?
Yeah, this entire set, it's like, oh man, what's the next mono or what's the next deck we're building? Oh, Mr. Fantastic. We're doing just like Token Storm.
So that literally covers all the blue cards I wanted to discuss outside of what Will had mentioned already. Angelus is pointing out Loki, God of Mischief, as a potential Orvar card. Was the target?
That was the one next to the other one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whenever permanent or whenever a player or permanent becomes a target of a ability you control, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. Yeah, if you can copy this, then you can get more and more and more draws. So then you eventually get to the point where you're just casting a thing on each turn and drawing like 6 cards or something. Not bad. That's like a decent draw engine for Orvar. My only complaint is if Orvar is on your board, you're winning the game already. So I don't think Loki is needed, but if you do get in a place where you need to grind, Loki's pretty good.
I want to talk about that colorless Ultron in a few. Will, like, just your quick take. Do you think that Ultron can go on the Iron Spider? We built Iron Spider on
Uh
the channel. It performed pretty well.
yeah, I think that Ultron is pretty good because it lets you do some fun and dumb stuff. I think I talked to you off stream at one point where I'm like, oh yeah, no, just throw in all those random stacks artifacts and double them up and give them to the next
It's
guy
kind
and
of
then
cool.
punch people down with stacks artifacts.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. But we'll talk about it when we get to colorless. Hopefully, it won't be too long. We'll see. What are we, an hour in? Oh my god. Okay, okay. We'll get the ball rolling. If there's any other blue
Don't worry,
cards,
I've no blue cards and I have 5 black cards in total.
okay. But Tim, yeah, I really want Shuri. I really want Ironheart, and like you were saying that you could probably play Ironheart pretty quickly. Um, Grizzly was just saying he dropped Ironheart turn 2 in a Urza game. Like I can believe that. I can believe this.
Yeah.
And which it would be so good in the body of that deck. Anyway,
Yeah, Ironheart is just fast Urza. Like it's
yeah,
limited Urza because you're missing a lot of things that Urza can do, but it's just faster Urza.
yeah. Urza obviously getting to tap for blue is pretty legitimate, but the cost reduction across the board on all your shit is it's pretty good. It's pretty good, bro.
Yeah. My
Anyway,
first black card, Black Widow Super Spy.
yeah, this is a good card, Will.
Yep. So one in the black legendary creature, human spy, hero with 2 power, 1 toughness, and menace or menace.
Yeah.
When this deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles cards from the top of the library until they exile a non-land card. You may put a +1/+1 counter on Black Widow. If you don't, you may cast the exile card until the end of the turn and spend mana as though it was mana of any color. This is just roll into a card from your opponent's deck, so it doesn't have the awkward random chance of Ragavan where you won't hit a thing relevant, you'll hit a land.
Yeah.
The downside is you don't get a treasure like Ragavan does, but you have color fixing with Black Widow, so it's fine. It's just a nice draw effect in black.
Yeah. Is this the black Ragavan? Ragavan is one red or red in a
Yeah,
generic?
Ragavan is red. For
Wow.
a 2/1 that when it deals combat damage, you get the thing.
I want
It
to
has dash for 1 red.
Yeah, I want to say yes. This is basically like a Black Ragavan, as what was kind of suggesting there. Sorry, we get the messages a little bit later than you're receiving our voices in the stream, but the fact that Ragavan comes down sooner is super relevant. But Black Widow has more lasting power, in my opinion. Like Menace is actually very relevant. There's a point where Ragavan just like can't really swing at anyone unless you want to trade, which is fine. I think Black Widow is going to get more mileage long term for a lot of decks, and then provided you don't need the thing you see, you just make her bigger. It's honestly it's really good. I like this
Yeah,
card a lot.
it's better draw and it's worse ramp because Ragavan just makes you a treasure every turn, and
That
that's supposed to be the reason why
yeah,
Ragavan's good.
right.
The other major difference is also Ragavan is a 2/1, and that is it. This is a 2/1 menace, and both of them care about connecting. So you are more likely to get something off Black Widow than you are with Ragavan.
Right, I think
Especially considering the fact that it always hits a non-land.
yeah, so frankly, like obviously turn 1 if I can drop Ragavan, this feels very good, but like if I were playing that same Rakdos deck, I would want to see this later. I would want to see this as my turn 2 draw. Frankly, over the Ragavan in a lot of cases, because by that point, your opponents may have established a board that's blocking Ragavan. Like you can maybe get to, I'm trying to think of like the average amount of connections I get with Ragavan before it just goes bye-bye. I feel like this will be better, but this is like a thought experiment more than it is practical knowledge because I've
Yeah.
not played her.
this is more like Dark Confidant than it is Ragavan, in my opinion, because
Mm.
you're just playing this for a 2 mana thing that draws you an extra card every turn.
Is Raga banned? Is give us is Ragavan still in there? I also put Black Widow and Rafine. Yeah, I see that. I could see that. Black Widow also doesn't put the lands on the bottom of the library, notably.
Correct. It just exiles
Yeah.
them permanently.
Super strong against land matter decks. Yeah. Golem Scheming Guide, by the way, is unblockable. That draws your own card for 2 mana. Yeah, Golem is it's a choice though. I forget how.
It is look at the top two, change the order, and then your opponent guesses land or non-land, and if they guess wrong, you draw it.
You know, it's funny. I
I
I played I was at a cookout recently. Shout out Eddie for holding. He does these like grill get-togethers, and one of his friends, Mike, had these starter decks. He always brings like Magic starter decks. So like he has some Final Fantasy ones. He has some more of the recent ones, but he brought LOTR. And I remember I played with Golem's Scheming Guide 2 games in a row. Bro, I fucked with his head so much. I only ever missed one trigger. And I literally drew every other fucking time. It was insane. I was like, the mind
I
games
keep
were unreal.
I keep saying people should play that card because it surprisingly does work.
Yeah, I want to say
It's not bad draw.
between the 2 games, I triggered him at least 7 times. At least 7 times. So yeah, it does work. So yeah, legit Calyx, good suggestion for like another relevant similar card. I think they're both of value. But yeah, Golem should be played more. Thank you for bringing that up. Anyways, like this card a lot.
Next, Doctor Doom Unraveled.
Yeah, unrivaled.
Or sorry, is it Unrivaled?
He's
Oh no, he looks like he's going crazy in that art.
Yeah, no, he's unraveling some shit. Don't worry. As soon as you tainted pack, everything's unraveled.
He has a very clear rival with what his effect does.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, seriously.
two black for a legendary creature, human sorcerer villain with 4 power, 4 toughness, and lifelink. Tap, draw a card, and lose a life. Then, if your library has no cards in it, you win the game. I'm going to ignore the rules text here because I'm going to go over how losing the game functions because it is relevant.
Yeah.
Losing the game is a state-based action. State-based actions only resolve when priority would get changed between players. So, the effect that wins you the game will resolve as part of the effect before the state-based action of losing the game occurs, meaning if you have no cards in your deck and you activate Doctor Doom, you draw a card from your empty library, and you will lose the game when the next player would get priority as a state-based action. Before that happens, the effect finishes resolving and you win the game, so this never happens and you just win. So it is Thorkel.
Yeah, yes. What Will said.
Yeah,
but honestly,
very finicky rules thing somebody's gonna ask, and I just want to say, like, yes, if you have no cards in library and activate him, you do just win.
And frankly, like, better Thorkel. Ignore the cost of the card. The effect is better than scrying based off of devotion. The effect is better.
Yeah.
This is just a really good fucking effect, and it's in the right color.
Non-win con, it is better than Thorkel. Yeah. But as a win con, Thorkel is probably better.
But let's yes. Historically, though, win the game on a card in an effect that's practical, usually really good. But there is a reason you brought this up. Sorry.
There's also somebody brought up a good question. I haven't looked into this and I haven't thought about this. Is this a good alternative win con in Bells and Luck? You do go to 0 cards in deck with Bells and Luck.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a good way to get Doom out with haste in Bells and Luck, which is the only bottleneck. Like you could maybe use Whip of Erebos or something. So
yeah,
maybe I might throw this in as like an alternate win con in Bells and Luck, just because. So yeah, that might be used. That's not why I had this on the list though.
I like Givus's fool. Doctor Doom draws as he pleases. Yeah. Sorry, Will. So To your point of a doomsday pile, this is something we've discussed, and it is the one reason I want to build Doctor Doom, so we can just
Yes,
run all the Doom because there is a doomsday with Doctor Doom on it from the set, and it actually plays really well into this. Yes, you can
I
man a deck with him at the helm and doomsday as you're out.
I do also want to point out a really funny, dumb thing. This is literally just another Thoracle in all of the decks that instant speed reanimate Thoracle with Corpse Dance and Shallow Grave because they give Doom haste. So this
Yeah.
is just another
Is
Thoracle in those decks, which is really funny.
is Goryo's Vengeance haste enabling as well, or is it just
Correct.
instant
Correct.
speed? Sorry, is that what you said? You said
Correct.
Shallow Grave.
I said Shallow Grave and Corpse Dance. Goryo's Vengeance is another one that
Right.
gives haste though, so that would work.
Yeah, it's like a Kami card, a Kamigawa card.
Yep.
But it's like instant 2 CMC.
It's Splice onto
Yeah.
Arcane.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so there is actually relevance in Necropotence end step, like Necropotence cleanup step shenanigans set up with Doctor Doom to Demonic Consultation and win because it's just another Thoracle for
Yeah.
those instant speed Necro decks. But uh yeah, well, no. Funnily enough, Goryo's Vengeance says legendary.
I think so.
It has to be a legendary, which is
Yeah.
Doctor Doom. So it's
I
just
think it
another
has
one.
to be. Yeah, return target legendary creature card from your graveyard. I should have just looked it up. From your graveyard to the
Yeah,
battlefield, that character gains haste. A creature gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. You likely won't care. But yeah, Goryo's Vengeance, and again, we're trying to look at this specifically in the body of the 99. So
correct.
at least today.
So you can do this with like Doomsday stuff, where you use some Surveil effect to mill a couple cards, then you draw the Shallow Grave to reanimate Doom, then you draw your last card from your deck and win the game with Doom's effect because you have nothing left in the deck. You can also do this with all of the usual Thoracle shenanigans that you can
Yeah,
do, but in addition, if you Hermit Druid, you can reanimate Necrotic Ooze with Dread Return. Use that one, I think it's like Blighted Bat or something like that, which just has 1 mana, gain haste until the end of the turn
yeah,
as an activated ability. Give Necrotic Ooze haste, and then tap it as Doom, and then you win the game.
yeah. So there are piles you could create with this. There is there not? How does Hermit Druid work? He's ETB or activated?
Pay 1 green tap to
Yeah.
do the thing.
So technically, isn't there another? So someone just mentioned Leveler. There are buried piles that I think that will work on the spot, but I don't know how
There's
much
the
mana.
spy that mills until you hit a land, so you could do an oops no lands deck with
Right,
that, but
right.
that's a little bit gimmicky.
Postmortem lunge, actually, yeah. Postmortem lunge as well. There's plenty of ways to get the haste rolling. And then yeah, I think the issue with Doom, the only issue I see is that it's very much a kill on sight creature. Even if at face value it's just like a draw effect. If you're not winning the game, people will suspect you're trying to win the game and kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I will say I am throwing this into my Xur deck, and I'm taking out Laboratory Maniac because this is just better Laboratory Maniac.
we didn't get one good Thanos card from the set is that they're saving it when the Infinity Gauntlet is ready with all the stones out. Yeah. That's fair. That's interesting. That's so yeah. We got I don't know how many Thanoses we got. Thanos.
2, I think.
I could that makes sense. I could see that. At any rate, this is a really good card. There's plenty to explore here. It's yeah. I'm sure it's gonna be cracked in plenty of decks.
Yep. It is. It's funny. People called it bad Thoracle, and then it just turned out to just be Thoracle in a lot of decks that would already be running Thoracle. So it's just Thoracle 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next we have Wilson Fisk, uh, which is going to be teaching us about fiscal responsibility. 3 to black for a 3/6 legendary creature human villain with menace. Whenever you sacrifice Kingpin or another creature, create 2 treasure tokens. This triggers only once each turn. Now, a lot of people are going to say bad card because it's only trigger once each turn. If you have a way of sacrificing stuff at instant speed, or you're just running Tevish Zot,
Yeah.
this gives you a lot of mana. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's virtual 2 mana, provided you run this into automatically into an effect that would provide the sacrifice. And like Will was saying, like you don't necessarily want to do Tevish to sack this. You probably want to kill your thralls, but even still, like that's fine. It's
Yeah,
also a 4 for a 3/6 is such a big ass blocker, so it's not a bad body to just have. Um,
I blocked your minion with all of my weight.
dude, Kingpin, it's kind of a dope character. So I feel like missing some of your messages. Doom can win turn 2 with a leveler. It has the problem of lose on the stack when you activate to win and someone removes it. The ability will
Doom?
be the Doom. Yeah, the ability is still on the stack. It's not contingent on Doom being there. Yeah,
Yeah, it
so
doesn't matter. It's safer. It's better lab man, better lab
yeah,
Jace
yeah,
too in a lot of scenarios.
yeah, and I mean that's the same cost as Lab Jays. Slower. Sephiroth and the Edict creatures say hello. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fucking
Yeah,
Sephiroth, man. Kingpin is also a good card for Ratadrabic.
yeah. Kingpin is just a good card in general because if you can sacrifice stuff on your opponent's turns,
Mm-hmm.
you net 8 mana every turn. You
Yeah.
just turn all of your tokens into
Well,
mana.
it's really good
Um,
like a color conversion too, right? Like it's
yeah,
what is that one I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of that
Board
one.
Soul Trader.
No, that Gruul card that's it just converts your colored mana and
Oh,
cantrips.
Manamorphose.
Mana, it's like a Manamorphose replacing itself. It's basically like, oh yeah, turn that as additional cost, sacrifice this thing to kill a thing into Manamorphose, basically. Um, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the removal spell I'm thinking about, but that's fine. It's not a bad card. To Will's point, it will pay for itself.
Yeah. Next, I have Too Evil to Stay Dead for 2 and a black. It is a sorcery with Teamwork 4, which we can finally discuss teamwork.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may tap any number of creatures you control with total power of 4 or more. It's crew. It is as an additional cost you can crew the spell.
Yeah.
Choose target creature card in your graveyard with mana value 4 or less. If this was cast with teamwork, instead,
Make the dream
choose
work.
target
Sorry.
choose target creature card in your graveyard. Uh, Return the chosen card to the battlefield. This is just 3 mana reanimate a 4 drop, which is pretty good. Unearth is a card people have tried. 4 is a bit higher, which means that you can reanimate Notion Thief and stuff like that. Teamwork means that you can just reanimate your Razaketh for 3, which is still actually reasonably cost. Uh, nice.
Yeah, Unearth is 1 for a 3 and under. This is 3 for a 4 and under, and then just better. It's not bad.
Yeah,
Teamwork cut 5. Yeah. What is this
teamwork
crew you
makes.
speak of? I only know kicker. Yeah. Kind of kick. It's kind of a kicker. I get what you're saying though, Will.
Yeah. My last card in black, and this is a weird one because I stumbled into this and I'm like, wait, this is actually kind of solid. Undead Hand Ninja.
Bruh.
1 in a black. Creature, zombie, ninja, villain with 2 power, 1 toughness, and death touch. Whenever 1 or more creature cards leaves your graveyard, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Sorry, which the hand ninja? Yeah.
Yeah, Undead Hand
So
Ninja.
I'm just looking at the art
Uh,
of Unliving Legionnaire. I just want to point out this is really insane art. It looks amazing. I totally missed this card. Sorry, Undead Hand Ninja though. Yeah, 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 yeah. Is this a
reason why this
Tiny
card
Bones
is
card?
like, hmm?
A Tiny Bones card?
Well, a Tiny Bones card, but also this is just a Blood Artist effect for the like Grave Crawler loop stuff because you keep getting the crawler back, so it leaves the graveyard, so you're draining your opponents. But this also is just like a very, very weird Necropotence card The unfortunate thing is it's when a creature leaves the graveyard, not when a card leaves the graveyard. If this was creature, or if this was card, you just reanimate this with all the Necropotence exile triggers on the stack, and then you go, okay, each individual exile trigger is going to resolve. I'm going to burn each of you for 40 game. However, this is going to make it so that in random decks you can do funny burn stuff with Necropotence or other things. It's kind of funny.
Gibbous might have a question for you there. But yeah, teamwork did feel like it would have read like assist. I agree with you. Everything is just kicker and horsemanship. Oh, horsemanship. Oh, wait, you said that was your last card, Will?
That's my last black card, yeah.
Oh, buddy. Do I got a card for you? Thanos. Death's... No. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about this dude. MODOK.
Oh, true, yeah.
I think it's pretty... I think this is a good effect. It's costly, mind you, but we're in black. You can reanimate it. 3 generic and double black for a 2/2 villain. Seems really shitty, right? Flying lifelink. Mental organism. You pay 3 life. MODOK connives. Activate only during your turn, but you're not limited by how much you do this. It is a loot effect, and if you discard an on-land card, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on this. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 is a static effect designed only for killing. This is really cool for just like wiping your opponent's dorks and or any sort of value creature that has 1
Eat it,
defense.
Gila.
Honestly, yeah. Like, yeah, you are making no warriors. But
have fun making those 0/0s that enter tapped and attacking.
Yeah, exactly. Not concerned. The effect at the top is what we're most interested in. It's just a good way. It's similar to our horror that does the surveilling, except here you are getting to filter through your hand. There's more. This is a card quality effect that you get to run. What's the name of the horror? I'm sorry, the one that surveils.
Is it Doom Whisper?
Doom Whisper. This is like but Doom Whisper is pay 2 life, I think.
Pay 2 life to surveil 1.
Yeah. So
or is it surveil 2? It might be surveil 2.
Let's just look at it. Doom Whisper is the same cost, pay 2 to surveil 2. They're both flying trample. Sorry. They're both flying. One has lifelink, one has trample. I like MODOK. This is basically like another variation on that effect, and I think the card quality is good. Sorry.
I will say, Connive gives MODOK +1/+1 counters, and then MODOK has lifelink, so MODOK will gain back the life so that you can connive further. So it does give you some kind of grindy engine.
Yeah.
If you also eventually draw, discard Shieldred, the 4-cost one, you can reanimate that, or you can just hardcast it, and then keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And eventually you'll get to the point where drawing and discarding cards nets you life or makes you net neutral. Draw your deck, set up some kind of combo, and win. MODOK's kind of clunky, only because it's 5 mana for an effect that does not immediately win the game, requires you to pay a lot of life to net neutral cards, hoping that you turn into a win. The -1/-1 to everything is good. The big body with flying lifelink, because it will become more than a 2/2 rather quickly, makes the card a lot better as well. I like it. I feel like it's more notable as a commander than as a 99 card. That's why I didn't have it on my list. I just felt like it was a commander.
Yeah, no, you can definitely use this as like a reanimate target as well, though I think black has better reanimate targets largely. This is...
Oh! I realized the deck that wants to run MODOK and makes it way better than MODOK. Screw running MODOK as the commander. Why not run the card from Warhammer 40k that says it has all the activated abilities of artifacts in your graveyard, because MODOK is an artifact creature. And then you can do other combos because you're conniving.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
That's how you break MODOK. I didn't even think about that. That's how you break MODOK.
So, wait, what's the name of the 40k guy?
I gotta find this. Hold up.
Is he Grixis? Is he
he's
mono black? Oh, he's okay. Yeah. We talked about this guy. He's actively good. Wait, is there? Wait, is there? Wait, wait. 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 Wait, w Is there a
Uh,
buried alive pile we're missing here?
Trazyn the Infinite, Trazyn.
I'm just gonna put the infinite and see what comes up. Trazine! Prismatic
Trazyn!
prismatic gallery. As long as Trazine, the infinite, is on the battlefield, it has all active abilities of all artifact cards in your graveyard. Thank you. Thank you.
That is how you break mode up. That's how you break mode up. The one downside is Trazyn doesn't have lifelink, but like
No.
you just go until you hit ways to get artifacts in your graveyard that let you do something
So you
dumb,
do
and then you win the
Walking
game.
Ballista, Modoc, and I don't know. I'm struggling to
Yeah.
find a way to gain life in this equation.
Well, you don't need to gain life. You just need to get like Chromatic Orrery, Basalt Monolith, and Walking Ballista engraved. Then you just keep tapping it for 5 and untapping
Yeah,
it for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
3, and then you just go Ballista down everybody.
Trazine, the Infinite. Shout out to 40k Rogue Trader getting Trazine DLC next month. I'm playing 40k Darktide with my brother. It's pretty good. I need to get back into it. It's pretty good. I haven't played a shooter in a minute. Sorry, that was the last card I wanted to mention from Black.
All right. Red, I have a couple, so it's back to a slightly larger amount of cards for red.
That's okay. We'll
Uh,
just so that we don't run too long past anyone's bad times, we can speed run this a bit.
uh, as Guardian Inspiration, 1 red sorcery, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may pay 2, and if you do, return this card to your hand. This is just a good card with any of the when you cast deal damage effects. It'll draw you some cards. It's a 1 mana cantrip in red. Bergie likes it.
Oh, sorry. I will cover the cards you guys want to talk about though.
Oh,
Hammerhead. Yeah. As a tech, as a carrion feeder. Wait up. That can block if needed. Sorry. Where are you,
Hammerhead is 1 in a
Hammerhead?
black for a legendary creature, human rogue villain that says sacrifice a creature or artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Hammerhead. It's a blocker. It actually can block. Not bad. It also hits artifacts, which lets you do other fun stuff.
Yeah. It is two.
Actually, fun fact. You can activate Wishclaw Talisman and use Hammerhead to eat your Wishclaw Talisman in response to the activation so that you get to search but not donate.
Wow, so petty, Hammerhead.
Yeah.
I never even read Modoc being an artifact before this. Yeah. It's weird. Same with like Ironheart. There's some interesting artifact creatures that just exist in this set.
Next, I have Crossover Collaboration. 2 in red for an instant with Teamwork 2. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. If this spell was cast using Teamwork, you make a treasure. In some decks like Vadrik, this is just 0 mana, draw a card, or draw 2 cards, which is just good. It's instant speed as well, which is also good, meaning that you can tap your. You can also use this in Magda to just tap all of your dwarves in one go at instant speed. It also nets you treasure in Magda, which is also pretty good. This card is just very, very nice. It just kind of fits into a million and one different decks.
Yeah, Umbral Caller Zealot is the equivalent from EO, EOE.
Nice.
EO,
Yeah.
EOE
I think Umbral
4.
Color Zelt's probably better, but
Yeah.
it's still legendary, and making it bigger is relevant for a lot of different
Yeah.
things.
The art on this Electra, my god.
Oh, we did forget about another mechanic from the set, and I'm about to go over one of the cards. Death to Our Enemies. It is 2 in a red for an
Oh,
enchantment
plan.
plan. That's the other effect. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you create a tapped treasure token and you put a plan counter on this enchantment. When the 4th plan counter is put onto this enchantment, sacrifice it. If you do, deal 7 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets.
Pretty damn
The
good.
reason why this is really good, you can stack you can stack the triggers to this effect, so you can get more than 4 treasures off of it. Also, like instant speed making tap treasures doesn't really matter because you're just going to untap them on your turn. So
Yeah, this one's good. We haven't seen a good plan up until this one, no offense. So, yeah, this is pretty, pretty solid.
the other plan was Loki, so it's fair. Loki and Ultron, they need to
Sure,
plan better.
they do.
Next one I have Firebird Blazing Ranger. This is 2 and red for a 1/3 flyer, legendary human ranger hero that says when this attacks, other attacking creatures you control gain +X/+O, where X is Firebird's power. This is just a pretty darn good anthem. It's 3 mana, give all your creatures +1/+O. If you buff Firebird in any way, shape, or form, this gets really nuts really fast.
It'd be cool if she had fire breathing.
Oh,
Could you
yeah,
imagine?
that is the way that you break Firebird. There's
Oh, there's an aura.
what-
There's plenty of things that would you could do that with.
well, there is one card that is hilarious. It's like 1 red, and it says if all creatures you control attack, the enchanted creature gets +X/+O, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control.
Hmm.
With Firebird, that lets you stack it in a way where you just make all of your creatures into like 20/20s or 21s, and you kill people. Firebird is good. Firebird's a good aggro card.
Yeah, agreed.
Next, Hex Magic. 2 in red. It is a sorcery arcane spell, so you can splice onto arcane. Very relevant. And it says exile all cards from your hand. Then draw that many cards. Until the end of your next turn, you may play the exiled or cards exiled this way. It's Wheel of Fortune, but you don't discard the cards, you just play them later. That's just a lot of draw.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, the dream scenario is that you're drawing like 5 to 7 cards, right? But
Yeah.
that's not going to be the case. Like you're kind of getting the equivalent of a Wheel of Fortune. Let's just say you cast this and you have 4 remaining in hand. You draw 4. That's like maybe the best case scenario that you're going to see on average. But it's still good. Like you're not benefiting the whole board by casting this, I think is like the most important part. It's also arcane, so you can use your Spice on Arcane ritual to play into this. What, Desperate Ritual? Or like very legitimately, Spice on Arcane has been useless for a very long time. So the more arcane spells we see, the better.
Yeah. And this also just kind of goes into any deck that you can get away with playing it easily. Like for instance, Vadric, you autoplay this because it's 1 red, recycle your entire hand, but still keep your old hand. Rowan Scion of War, same thing.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Doomlock, exactly. You're not feeding your opponents. That's the important part.
Other deck that loves this that I completely forgot about, Prosper. You're just setting your hand into exile and then casting everything from exile to make a whole bunch of treasures.
Prosper card.
Yep.
Hex Magic is great for any deck that cares about casting from exile. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Wow, exactly. Same wavelength, guys.
Yep. Next, Loki, Lufason, or Lufason, 1 red, legendary creature, god, sorcerer, villain, with 2 power, 1 toughness. Pay 1 mana, tap Loki. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell with mana value equal to Loki's power this turn, or less than or equal to Loki's power this turn, copy that spell, you may choose new targets. Power up, 4 in red, put 2+1/+1 counters on Loki. Activating this ability costs less equal to Loki's mana value the turn he enters. This is just a value engine, because if you have ways of casting instants and sorceries that are going to be relevant, you get to double them up, which is just nice. This is Krark, but you're guaranteed to get the copy. It's not bad. People play value Krark here and there. This is just better value Krark.
Lafe? Is that how you pronounce the new God of War game?
I don't know, they're in Egypt now, right?
Something like that. I mean, I'm going to play it. They've all been great, so I trust, what is it, Santa Monica Studios is behind that one. Excited for the God of War spinoff with his frost giant wife. Yeah, I don't know. The pronunciation's different, though, I think. But I could be wrong. At any rate, this is irrelevant.
Yeah. So decent enough Loki, because all the things that you're going to want to copy probably cost about 2 anyways, like Demonic Tutor.
Yeah.
Next, Loki Scepter. Hey, it's hijack, but it's also mana rock. Nothing else needs to be said. It's just hijack, but also mana rock.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But like legitimately, I love hijack effects, and this one's uncapped. It's also gain control of target creature, so like you can. It doesn't have to be
It's
your.
hijack. It's
Yeah.
steal
Yeah.
a thing, untap it, and give it haste
Yeah.
for the turn.
Yeah. This is quite good.
Yeah, it's also just a rock. It's people play the mirror, the what's it called? Cursed mirror. This is just another style of cursed mirror.
Mom of boy. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Thank you. That was really good, actually. Wow. Anyways.
Uh, Misty Knight, hero for hire. One in a red for a legendary creature, human
Mm,
detective
mm.
hero with 3 power and 1 toughness. Pay 2, tap, discard a card. Draw a card for each card discarded this turn. This is just another card for Opus Thief. You just dump a bunch of cards from hand and then keep going, keep digging. This goes into a lot of random decks.
Yeah, scales very well. Speaking of discard and wheels, should throw a mention at Living Laser. I think WotC is building a new archetype around red discard.
Yeah, we can quickly scroll back a
Yeah.
bit to Living Laser because
Yeah.
I like Living Laser more as a commander than as a 99 card, which is why I didn't bring him up. But he is a pretty good 99 card in like bracket 4 extra combat decks. Living Laser, 4 in red, legendary creature, elemental villain with 4 power, 4 toughness, and haste. Whenever Living Laser attacks, for each card you've discarded this turn, create a token that's a copy of Living Laser, except it isn't legendary. Those tokens enter tapped and attacking. Exile those tokens at the beginning of the next end step. This card is nuts if you have any extra combat effect. Because let's say you just cast Burning Inquiry. You played a War World and then played Burning Inquiry, and then you go, okay, I attack with Living Laser. I make 4 living lasers. Next turn, I'm going to make 12 more living lasers.
Pretty gross.
People are dead. That's 48 damage just on the second attack. People died. That's game.
This guy looks cool as fuck. What did he do in the comics? I think he lasered shit. I don't know. I don't know what he did. I assume it involved lasers. Something bizarre of Baghdad.
Yeah. Yeah, Bizarre Baghdad's gonna have a lot more fun with Living Laser and
Yeah.
with Misty Knight and with Spider-Man, which is gonna be a multicolor card we're gonna be talking about, which is
Yeah.
basically Misty Knight but more expensive.
The lasers do leave at end step.
Yeah, but not at end of combat. Who cares?
Yeah. Or
There's no end step if they're dead.
yeah. What's the clock that ends your turn?
Sundials of the Infinite.
Sundial and the Infinite. There you go. That's your hot tech of the day. Sundial of the Infinite. He is an Iron Man villain. Yeah, he looks like an Iron Man villain. Iron Man villain, minor Avengers villain. Duly noted. All right, well, what do you got?
Photon Blast Barrage. X red red sorcery. Whenever you cast this spell, you create X copies of it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Deal 1 damage to target creature. Uh, this is just a multi-target thing that cares about copying stuff, which is interesting for Magecraft things.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's also just like a weird board wipe, so it is an interesting effect. Felt like noting it because I'm like, hey, with what's it called? Not why am I blanking on the term? Stormkiln Artisan. Stormkiln Artisan lets you turn a whole bunch of mana into treasures while wiping the board.
Yeah. Decent tech. What costs it?
Only thing I wish is that it would go face.
It's a weird fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, Photon Mighty Marvel. 3 in red, legendary creature, human hero with 2 power, 4 toughness, and flying. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, add that much mana of any one color. Until the end of your turn, you do not lose this mana as steps and phases end. This is just a really interesting commander because it lets you turn a lot of random buff effects into dark rituals. So you could theoretically get a lot of mana in one go and then just kind of storm off of having like a good chunk of mana.
Mm,
Certain decks need like that initial boost of mana, so as long as you have a commander that you can take advantage of the fact that you get a lot of mana in one go, this is pretty good. This is also just a dork that makes 2 mana every turn in the worst case scenario.
yeah. God, wow. The art for Pick Up the Pace. There's some really good art. in the set. Just want to point that out. Which is basically a 4-mana burgie. Yeah, I like Electro a little bit better. Electro
Yeah.
is
Oh, in the command zone, there's probably better things you can do than that, but
yeah. This
in the
is
99, it's not a bad door.
yeah maybe closer to like Neheb in terms of value.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We need to pick up the pace, says Quicksilver. Care for a little race, Tommy? Who the fuck is
Uh,
Tommy? Who's this guy in the background?
one of the other speedsters.
This looks like a Alex Ross card. The goddamn. Okay, wow, the artists for this set are really top notch. Damn, this is good art. Okay, we're moving on.
Titania Proud Pummeler. Next card.
Yeah.
3 in red legendary human villain, or legendary creature human villain with 3 power, 3 toughness. First strike in melee. Other creatures you control have melee. Just a good anthem.
Yeah. Concurred. Concurred,
Uh,
sir.
Finally, we got Wiccan again, but this time in red instead of blue. Young Avenger. 3 in a red legendary creature, mutant warlock hero with 3 power and 3 toughness. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next end step, until your next end step, you may play that card. This is just a really good storm engine because playing cards draws you cards and it can go into any deck. And I think the only cards that we have that do this are either like Recycle, which is in green, the black equivalent of it, the 3-color 4-mana enchantment, or the other 3-color 4-mana enchantment. This is just a 4-mana creature that just lets you play stuff, is crazy and prosper, and is just decent in a lot of decks that want to storm off. We also have like a million different versions of Burgie, and this is just a card that would 100% go in
Yeah.
Burgie, like Electro. This is the reason why Electro is probably better than Burgie, because when you whiff, you go, oh, I can play Wiccan. I'm going to play Wiccan. I'm going to keep going.
Was that your last card, Will?
That is my last red card, yeah.
Well, someone wants to talk about Wanda. Um,
Which one, though?
yeah, just the Scarlet Witch. Which one are you talking about? Is there another one in red? There's the Vision in Scarlet Witch, and then there's Scarlet Witch. I'll read off Scarlet Witch really quick. 2 generic and a red, 2/3 body instants and sorcery spells you cast with mana value 4 or greater cost X less to cast, where X is Scarlet Witch's power, so it's cost reduction.
Bad trick.
Yeah, that's not. Is that the one you're talking about? I mean, I think the Vision in Scarlet Witch is pretty tight. Whenever you cast a spell
It's
gain red,
another
it's a
Burgie.
Burgie effect. The Scarlet Witch. Okay, so yeah, the rare one, not the mythic. The Wizard. Sorry. I love speedsters in comics. They always look like dweebs.
Yeah.
The Scarlet Witch
to be fair,
is fine.
in defense of speedsters, when you are moving so much faster than everybody else and your sense of time is dilated to such a degree that it feels like everybody is taking 10 minutes just to get out a singular sentence, you're probably going to have some socially awkward tendencies.
Yeah, you're cheesing like the Wizard over here. I don't know if it's bad Vadric necessarily with the Scarlet Witch. It's not bad. It's not too bad.
Yet somebody brought up Spider-Man New Champion, which is, I think, the 2-color Spider-Man that we're going to go over in multicolor eventually.
Yeah.
Let me see.
If there's any other red cards, I don't have any red cards. There's some good, generically good stuff.
No, it's Astonishing Spider-Man is the thing that I was thinking of. What is Spider-Man New Champion? Hold on.
I could look it up.
Oh, no, yeah, that's a red card. Okay. 3 in a red, or sorry, 2 in a red, for a legendary creature, human spider hero with 3 power, 3 toughness, and reach. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, this deals that much damage to any target. It's a Magma Kin Artillerist or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But it can be a commander. It's Magma Kin Artillerist.
She does go infinite with buyback spells like Reiterate and Haze of Rage. Wanda. Buyback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so actually, no. So the mana value of the card is 1, so she doesn't reduce the cost of it. So she does not go infinite with it. Vadric does though, which is the reason why I'm like bad Vadric.
If you're a good enough speedster, maybe you can control how you perceive time so that they do speak normally for you. I don't know what speedsters. Welp, another card for Clive. Hits one target though. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, with Spider-Man.
but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's still like kill spells. It's useful enough.
Yeah, it's not a bad out. I feel like there's better
Uh, I
outs.
will I will bring this up as another red card because I didn't want to bring it up because it's better as a commander, but it's also just a really good card in general. It's Thor, Guardian of Midgard. It's just gonna speed through him, and I'm gonna kind of like stop going over all the stats of cards just for the sake of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's 5 mana that says whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may exile that many cards from the top of your library and play those cards this turn. Um, he's really good because he's a curiosity style effect on a creature, so he's easier to find in certain decks.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look at the Art of WandaVision before we move on.
Actually, hold on. There's the background, right? Let me see, because that Thor might actually make a deck significantly more playable. Um,
I do wish I had a better 3-color option for self-discard commanders. It's probably just Norman, Green Goblin. By the way, just Norman, Green Goblin is it's pretty freaking good. That deck is solid, Grixis. Side note, what do we think of the Spider-Man arts in the set? I like some better than the Spider-Man arts in Spider-Man. Yeah, no, I like them.
yeah,
I was literally just like taking in the web spinner. Like the angle of the shot's dope. And like I like the sculpting of like I assume this is Miles, right? Yeah. On Miles here. Looks really good. Also, goddamn dude, Spider-Man Hometown Hero looks amazing. Honestly, they really did a killer job with the art, like across the board this set. I keep getting like
yeah,
I thought I looked I saw it all, but everything looks so damn good. Astonishing Spider-Man.
yeah. Astonishing Spider-Man is in multicolor, and it's a good card that we will be going over.
Yeah. Spider-Man set art feels like slush art. Yeah, I want to say like it feels like more care went into the artist selection. I don't know. I don't know. Like there's really well curated art for this set. Spider-Man to the rescue. You want to look at Spider-Man to the rescue? I don't know that that's red. Or are you referring to one that was from the previous set? Give me 1 second. Oh, this is from this set. Are you just saying this art looks amazing? Okay, sorry. Moving on. We're moving to green.
All right.
The new Grixis Doom
My
is
first card in
soft.
green is Claim the Kingdom. This is a 2 mana plane that says landfall, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then at 4 counters, you sacrifice, and if you do, you put an indestructible counter on target creature you control. This is just an easy way to get an indestructible counter on something. Also lets you put a lot of +1/+1 counters on different things, which is relevant for certain decks. So, flexible card. Green got a lot of really flexible things from this set, actually. Um, for instance, Fight for the Throne.
Sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The art for that card was gorgeous.
Also,
I agree.
I forgot to go over this, and I am going to go over this card before Fight for the Throne. Epic Fight. 2 in a green, sorcery, choose one or both. Double the power of target creature, or sorry, double target creature's power and toughness until the end of the turn. Choice 2, target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. It's a power doubler, it's a kill spell, it can go and Selvala because it's just a good enough card. Speaking of fight effects, Fight for the Throne. 1 in a green. Instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then it fights target creature an opponent controls. When the creature an opponent controls dies this turn, if you control your commander, you become the monarch. So buff, kill, and draw engine.
Buff Mary,
All really nice.
Buff Mary or kill Will. Fight for the
Indeed. All 3, let's go.
I claim all
and
of
he goes-
them. Huh?
Any notes on any of those three cards, Patrick?
No, I was just admiring the flavor text of Epic Fight. Love Wolverine. Fight for the Throne, solid. We always need more ways to remove things in this color specifically, and this is a pretty solid one. No notes here, and I want to point out the claiming Ashia's kingdom comment. Yeah, no other comments.
Yeah, next card I have is It's Clobbering Time.
Ooh,
Which, yes, it is actually good enough that I had it on the list. Where is it?
I got you. It's next to Hulk, strongest there is.
Yep, there we go. Its Clobbering Time is 2 and a green for a sorcery. Choose one. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls, or destroy an artifact or enchantment. Rebound. So this is going to be inevitably choose up to 2. You can choose the same one twice. So fight, kill, and disenchant. 3 mana is kind of hard, but like 3 mana blow up 2 things is not that bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not too bad at all. Ancestral
Um,
Communion? Ancestral Communion. Oh, is this like a similar effect? Sorcery Speed is kind of bollocks. I feel like It's Clobbering Time is an instantaneous command.
Yeah, Ancestral Communion is a card that I kind of forgot about, but it's not bad, but it's also not great.
Mm,
Ancestral Communion is 1 to green for a sorcery. When you cast this spell, you copy it. While you control your commander, you copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
mm,
Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. The fact that it's permanent is the reason why I don't really like the card.
noted.
Uh, Green card that I think is going to be in pretty much every single B4 green deck. Well, not every, but a large amount of B4 green decks for the next while is Moloid Master.
Say that 10
2 and a
times
green.
fast.
Yeah, I know. Uh, he's Rabbit Up Excavator, but he also has a landfall. You make a minion, which is a 1/1 that says whenever this attacks, you may mill a card. So he's Rabbit Up Excavator, but he's also kind of Scoot Swarm, and he's also Self Mill. That is just so good.
Let's see. What are you trying to creatures? Yeah, that is pretty good. Speaking of
Yeah.
landfall effects that we like, is it Ramming Up Excavator? No,
Yep,
yep, no,
Rabbit
I'm
Up
sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yep. It's that. It's that one with the two worlds colliding in the sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crucible of Worlds.
Crucible Worlds. Yeah.
God, so freaking speaking of good art. Remember when Crucible of Worlds was a unique effect? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Put Mole Man in my girlfriend's B-Tour deck does work. Oh, you did like
It's
test it already.
it's
Sure, it's great.
such a dumb card
Yeah.
because not only is he kind of netting you cards by milling because you can play more lands from the graveyard, but it's May mill. You could just get 1/1s. You don't have to mill.
I just want to say MODOK destroys this man. I don't
I
forget.
just
Don't forget Modoc's -1/-1 across the
true,
board.
yeah.
Wreck this
Yeah.
shit, dude. Wreck this shit. I still explore sort of too. Yeah. I plan to test in Myco Tyrant. It's
So
it's,
good.
it's solid. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Yeah. All jokes aside, I don't know if a Modoc does hit, then I guess you're screwed. But he's probably fine.
Speaking of solid cards, and this is a card that is going to shake up the cEDH metagame and also, like, is just a really good card in general for a lot of formats. Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. I'm going to read off the whole card just because it deserves to be read the whole card. 1 green, legendary creature, human warrior hero with 2 power and 2 toughness. You may activate abilities of creatures you control as though they had haste. This is a 1,000-year elixir, but on a body for 2 mana, and it has an activated ability, which is you may tap it to make 2 mana and spend the mana only to activate abilities of creature sources. This, as a commander, is really nuts because you can play all of your dorks and immediately tap your dorks to play more dorks to immediately tap them to play more dorks and so on and so on and so on. Then play Teamer Sabretooth and just keep bouncing and replaying Circle of Dreams Druid until you get infinite mana and win. But also, this is really good in Yisan and has made it so Yisan is now actually a very relevant deck once again.
Yeah.
Because you, on one, find Quirion Ranger, on two, find this, and then doesn't matter whatever you do from here on out because everything has haste. So even if you get like a 3-drop that just says tapped, untapped creature, that immediately untaps Yisan and then you just keep going. This is so good.
Yeah, the fact his ability only works for activated abilities of creature sources does hamper it a little bit, but you're naming the right list for it for sure with Yisun.
Yeah, it's
Um,
so good. The fact that Yisan is now just viable again is nuts.
um, helps out Mono Black Doom. Which one? Wait, I'm sorry. Might as well call out Return of the Mole Man while we're at it. No mention of Mr. Immortal. We could go back. Helps out Mono Black Doom. Used to need the Tyvar for this effect, right?
Yeah, Calix, I gotta hype up a card if I think a card is sick. Of course, I'm gonna glaze the heck out of a card before I even say the name.
Yeah. It's on the thumbnail for a reason. It's pretty solid.
Hmm.
I concur. I actually like the boy art of this the best. This looks really dope. All right, and no comments on this guy. Top effect's my favorite part.
Yeah, last, what, you don't like the 2 mana that you're never gonna actually use because you just care about giving all your stuff haste?
I'm sure I'll find something. I'll find something to do with that.
Uh, Also, I do want to say, Shang-Chi just in Savala to give Savala haste. It also pays for the one for Savala to do Savala stuff.
I got you, Doom. Providing the haste for Doom. Yeah, I get you.
Got it. Yeah. My last card is Wakanda Forever. 4 green sorcery. You reveal the top 6 cards. You put a permanent from among them onto the battlefield and put indestructible counter on it. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand and then put the rest into your graveyard.
Why do they look
This is
like
just
Navi? Sorry.
this is just really funny because when you take the Black Panther drink or fruit or whatever the different version of the comic that you're reading says it is, you get high as hell. Um, this card is funny because I've heard a lot of people already refer to this card as Nev's Disc Forever.
That's actually
Because you just put Nev's Disc into play with an indestructible counter, and it doesn't sack itself, it just destroys everything. So you're just tapping Nev's Disc every turn and making your friends miserable.
that's pretty bullshit. The heart-shaped herb. Wakandans are Avatar people. It's canon now. I mean, these do look like Navi,
Yeah.
particularly the Black Panther here. T'Challa really looks like Navi. Rate the flavor text. As a matter of fact, I would love to rate the flavor text. I am a proud believer that the art and flavor text of this game are part of what makes it so great. So many underestimate me because I carry no weapon, but I am the weapon. This gives me, if you've seen The Watchmen, I'm speaking specifically of the films when I forget the actor's name, but when Rorschach's in prison and he's like, "You guys just don't get it. I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me." That shit, dude. That shit went off. Like that to me, like Bruce Banner saying, "I'm always angry," is down here. When Rorschach's like, "Nah, I'm gonna kill you if you fuck with me while I'm in prison," dude. That shit
Yeah.
was like peak. This gives me that level of like peak, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, that line is quoted amongst like everything, whereas like
Yeah,
one of those lines is universal, the other line is only a Hulk thing.
yeah. True. Yeah. Oh, God, like the lethality of a Rorschach, a maskless Rorschach, still there. Um, God, I was talking with someone who was like, one of my colleagues at my job was telling me how they just went through all the Marvel films recently. They finally caught up. Like this is something that they started during like COVID, and they've slowly been going through them with their partner. And I was like, oh, so he's just interested in watching superhero films. He was saying like, I haven't seen, XYZ. I saw Kick Ass recently, and I'm like, have you watched The Watchmen? I have not seen The Watchmen. Like, you just need to park yourself down for 3 hours and watch The Watchmen. It is Did we get the Watchmen in Magic yet? Can we get the Watchmen?
I think we've gotten like maybe one or two of
Am I
them.
making this up? Like, I would love.
No. Watchmen is DC, isn't it?
It's Icon.
Am I?
No, it's a different publisher. It's
Okay,
not Dark
because
Horse.
I think that they're owned by DC now only because
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
know
yeah. You
what's
are right. I think you are
what's
right.
his name? Not freaking
The,
what's his,
the
the
blue guy.
guy who's like the god in on Rorschach's team.
It's killing me because
Doctor Manhattan. Doctor
yes.
Manhattan. I remember that one of the big things was Doctor Manhattan
Uh,
and Superman for a while.
Eek. Yeah, I don't know if that. Yeah, yeah. I would. Watchmen is DC. I really thought it was. I did not. I thought it was independent. It didn't start out as DC. I think. Okay, so maybe that's why Watchmen was always
It-
DC. Watchmen was always
yeah,
DC.
old,
Okay.
old Watchmen was not DC, but like even before it started getting popular, it was DC.
Yeah. At any rate, that great film. That's my review of the flavor text. This Wolverine, oof, art. Sorry.
Any green cards that you want to go over, Patrick?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Thank
For
you
multicolor,
for those updates. If there's any other green cards you want to talk about, feel free to let us know. And I'm sorry if we're missing any. I guess really quickly, the Return of the Mole Man, if that's a card. I'm sorry. Return of the Mole Man. Just really, this was brought up as a request for a landfall effect. Generic and green, enchantment, landfall. Whenever land you control enters, you may mill 2 cards. You can pay 6, sacrifices enchantment, create X 1/1 minion tokens named Moloid, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. The tokens have, whenever this token attacks, you may mill a card. Stuff, that's a lot of mill.
yeah, good way to fill the grave.
Yeah.
The first multicolor card I want to go over is an Azorius card, Namor, Atlantean King. One, a white and a blue. Freaking DC has Aquaman, but then we got an edgy Namor.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, what's his name?
Namor. He's an Azorius. He's one of the first
I'm
multicolor
trying to.
cards.
Oh,
He's
God.
on
Wow,
second
dude,
turn.
I can missed him entirely. I see him now. Sorry.
Yeah. Long and short, he's a flyer that says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you make a 1/1 Merfolk. And then when he attacks a player who has more life than you, other attacking creatures you control get +2/+0 until the end of the turn. He makes a pretty decently sized board, and he makes your board scary. Pretty good card.
He's got cute little feet. So
Yeah,
yeah, no,
got
you're right.
the little feather feet,
No.
which feel redundant, or not redundant, but feel counterintuitive considering the fact that like he's in the water a lot of the time.
Yeah, you know. Shouldn't he have Island Walk? Anyways.
Yeah, well, he is flying. It's functionally the same thing.
How much
Um,
more evasion do you want?
Next I have the Mighty Four, Jane Foster.
Ooh, so good. The
One
best
blue,
Thor from the set. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, I think
Actually,
the red Thor that we went over is probably the best Thor from the set because he's probably a cEDH commander.
but this
But
is blue.
this is the best generic card that we've gotten in a long time because they're like SRAM who. Um 3 mana for a 3/3 flyer that says when this attacks, exile up to one target non-token artifact or creature return to the battlefield under its own or return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Pretty good flicker effect, but when an equipment you control enters, draw a card. So if you can flicker equipment, you draw a lot of cards. If you need to have something to flicker your stuff, this does it. So it's a Conjurer's Closet effect that also draws you cards like SRAM, so you can go for pretty much anything you want, and this will work for it.
Yeah, so
Good card.
run your cloud, run your what's her Mystic Forge girl. What's
Stoneforge Mystic?
Forge Mystic? Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there
Because you get the draw off of playing the equipment, but you can also flicker your Stoneforge Mystic to get other equipment.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Solid. Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Eat your heart out, Boris.
Next, we got Willie Lumpkin, Postman.
Yeah.
So he's a white and a blue for a legendary creature, human citizen, with 1 power and 3 toughness that says, Willie Lumpkin can't be blocked. Whenever Willy Lumpkin deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw a card, and that player may draw a card. If they do, that player cannot attack you or permanents you control during their next turn. Just a pillow fort card.
Yeah, not horrible. You just know no rain or doom bars. No
Next, scrolling down a good amount. I think my next card is Armor Wars, which is an Is It card. It is a saga, so it is 2 a blue and a red for an enchantment saga that says Chapter 1. You may draw a card for each artifact you control. If you do, each opponent draws 1 card. Chapter 2. Your artifacts cost 1 less to cast this turn. Sorry. No, just no, yeah, this turn they cost 1 less to cast. I did read that correct. Chapter 3. Deal X damage to target opponent where X is the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. This is just a lot of draw in certain decks, and it's also cost reduction in those certain decks for later. So you can do a good deal with this because giving your opponents each 1 draw is kind of irrelevant in the face of you drawing like 10 cards because you're playing a Joyra deck or something like that.
Yeah.
So Armor Wars is just a really good card for some kind of way to refill your hand in the greedier artifact decks.
Yeah, is it I know it doesn't make sense.
It is.
I wish I know. I wish it was an artifact enchantment. I know that's not something we would see for a subtype saga, but this would do well.
I could dream, damn it.
Are there any artifacts? There are artifact enchantments. Are there artifact enchantments?
Yes, they're the gods' equipment, like Biden of Thassa.
Yeah. Armor Wars is bugged on MTG Go, and your opponent draws the same number of cards as you. What? Instead of the only what? Don't know if they fixed it yet. That sucks. I'll go back really quick. Captain America: Living Legend for any untapped matters decks. Also, I just want to show this Spider-Man art again. Yeah, this art is freaking outstanding. I agree with you. And Hooded Warna. That store.
Captain America Living Legend is 3 mana and says 3 mana with a vigilance. Whenever a creature you control becomes tapped during your turn, if it's the first time that creatures become tapped, untap it. Not bad, but I wish it was this like for the first time, or not for the first time the creature becomes tapped, and it was like this ability triggers once per creature each turn or something like that. You could do some stuff where you reset Captain America with like Displacer Kitten or something, and then can just go nuts, but you can't.
Sorry, I'm reading his flavor tech. Yeah. This was accurate. It's okay.
My last card is Astonishing Spider-Man, and he's also Is It right after the Armor Wars.
Let's check him out.
So, he's 4 mana in total, and he says when he attacks, you may discard your hand. If you draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. So he's just the same as the other card, except he costs a bit more, but then he's once per turn when he attacks to do his thing. So you draw a lot of cards.
Yeah, what list do you see him in the body of?
You can do them in Notion Thief decks. You can do them in any deck that cares about like discarding your hand, like ironically Norman Osborn and stuff like that. He can just kind of grind some level of value. I mean, even if you're doing something just like Vadric, where you can storm, draw, discard, playing Astonishing Spider-Man and then filling up your hand is pretty nice. I don't think that in bracket 5 he's going to see a lot of play. I think he's probably going to see more play in bracket 4 decks that have those random commanders that let you discard or care about you discarding stuff.
Yeah. And he very appropriately has reach.
Yeah.
We do care. We do see these things. Okay.
Any other multicolor, Patrick?
Not really, dude. So many. We're going to talk about all of these.
So many legendaries, yeah.
So much shit to cover. Anyway, no, unless you guys have any multicolored cards you guys want to talk about, please let us know. Now is the time.
Yeah, moving to colorless while people collect their thoughts. The first card that I have for colorless is Vision Quest is the first, is something that people brought up. Hold on, let's scroll back to Vision
I
Quest.
got you. It's also is it X and is it sorcery speed? Search your library and or graveyard for an artifact creature card with a mana value of X or less and put it onto the battlefield with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. If X is 4 or greater, it gains haste until end of turn. If you search your library this way, make sure to shuffle. Is there a problem, Wanda?
Uh,
Uh,
it is just like a way to recur artifacts from grave while also being an artifact search effect. So yeah, it's fine.
no, that's pretty legit. That's pretty legit. I do like that. Obviously, depends on what your targets are, but it's just another search effect. A new tutor, notable.
Oh, Scientist Supreme of Aim. That's a Demir one.
Yeah.
Where's Demir? There's Demir. Scientist Supreme of Aim is a blue and a black for the most errated card in the entire universe, because the more you read it, you realize they probably errated the absolute heck out of this card. Pay 2 life. Copy target activated or triggered of ability you control of an artifact source. You may choose new targets for the copy. Activate only during your turn and only once each turn.
Yeah.
So it's too broken to be used more than once. Fair enough. It's too broken to be used to instant speed. Hold on. Sorry.
That's instant on your
Sorry.
turn.
No. On your opponent's turn. I mean, too
Yeah.
broken to be used on your opponent's turn. Why not just let us use it 4 times per turn in total? And too broken to not be used on artifact sources, or to be used on non-artifact sources, which not really, considering how limited it is already.
Yeah. That is
I
interesting.
will say, goes infinite with Helm of the Host, because
Yeah.
each new Scientist Supreme can copy the Helm of the Host trigger. So,
Yeah. Well, I
but
mean, infinite, so long as you have life.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not infinite, but it's a lot of bodies.
Really close. Yeah, exactly. Really, really close to infinite. I see Black Widow, Agile Avenger as Fairy Mastermind and Boros. Well, we like Fairy Mastermind. I just saw Black Widow. God, where did she go? Where did she go now? Where did
Also,
she
somebody brought up the
go?
Ruinous Wrecking Crew, and not that useful in the 99, but decent as commanders. They're X, a black, and a red, and they just say enters with X counters, choose up to X choices, and it's either discard draw, target opponent loses 2 life, destroy target token, or each player sacrifices a creature of their choice. If you have infinite mana, it's a way you can sacrifice it infinitely and replay it from the command zone infinitely.
Honestly, Black Widow Agile Avenger is playable, especially in these colors. I forgot we talked about this one on the Discord when it came out. Like it is quite good. So thank you for pointing that out. The
That's fair.
Ruinous Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, I went over that. That's the Rakdos one that is a pretty decent commander, but not really a good card for the 99. It's a choose one or more effect, and it's an X cost to let you choose more. So,
Sorry,
it's fine.
I just want to show you guys the art there. And then the Serpent Society looks cool. Probably more casual. Dude, I know I just saw them. I'm just gonna search them up too though. But we can move on in a second unless there's any other multicolored
Somebody
cards.
brought up World Within Worlds.
Serpent
Trying
Society,
to find
get
it because I
more casual. Yeah, whenever another creature you control Death Touch dies, each opponent sacrifices a non-target creature. Yeah, this seems like a Ophiomancer bait for sure. Get 5 poison turns. Ward get 5 poison. Yeah, that's pretty dope. You do what's that? It's redirect in black.
well,
Imp's
it's
Mischief.
on Ward is on cast, so if you redirect, it gets around
Oh.
Ward.
A player with okay. Sure. Fact. Cloak and Dagger in the 99.
It's really funny. The Serpent Society. Somebody said this to me, and I'm like, you ruined this card for me with the way that you said it. That ward effect is you may spank it once.
Yeah. You may spank it the one time. Imp's mixing, yeah, Imp's Mischief. Cloak and Dagger in the 99. we want to talk about it? Well, wait up. What?
It's a lot of hate effect in one go because TLDR, for those who don't know, you choose a creature an opponent controls, you choose a card in their hand, and then you exile those cards until this card leaves the battlefield. Good board hate, good hand hate, decent enough effect. It's kind of a 2-for-1, but if this gets removed, then it comes back. Uh, it's a Banisher Priest with like a little bit of built-in hand hate. Not a horrible card. Somebody also brought up World Within Worlds as a funny card. It's a 7 mana and Simic that says exile all creatures. Each player may put any number of creature cards from their hand onto the battlefield and put all the exiled cards into their hands. Then you exile World Within Worlds.
What are we looking at? The card is most mid-range creature. Yeah, you choose one or the other. Choose one. I'm sorry, with cloak and dagger. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's Cloak and Dagger is a good mid-range card. For colorless, I have 4 cards. Which I'll probably add like an extra one just because I know somebody else is going to bring
Well,
up
did
another one. So I'll
we
make
want to talk about that Iron Spider card right quick?
that will be. I
Is
think
one
I
of them?
bring that up. Yeah, I do bring that up. That's my last card actually. So we can go over it. But we'll go over it last. First, Doom's Time Platform. It's 4 mana. Whenever you attack, you may exile a non-land card from your graveyard, put 2 time counters on it, and give it suspend. This card goes infinite with 2 extra turn spells, and this card is also just a decent grindy effect, so it's cool. Um, Galactus Devourer of Worlds, not on my list, but somebody's going to want to bring it up because it's a decently statted card. 10 mana for a 12/12 flying trample indestructible, then when it enters, you exile target permanent, which is relevant. And this has to attack an opponent with the most life among your opponents each combat unless you control a creature named Silver Surfer Galactus's Herald. Um, Good for flicker stuff, good body, hard to remove, good.
Yeah, exile target permanent on enter is pretty nutty. So it's
Yep.
good like reanimate
'Cause-
bait as well.
Yeah, because it also good flicker because you
Yeah.
just blow up everybody, or not blow up, exile everybody's
Yeah.
lands.
Yeah, we're gonna get around that 10 cost and then we'll flicker his ass.
We'll get around that 10 cost and we'll make sure that you're not ever going to be able to play something that costs 10. Swordsman Steel, 4 mana for an artifact equipment that says ETB, draw a card for each equipment you control. The equipped creature gets +2/+2 for each equipment you control. Equipped for 3. Voltron card does Voltron things.
Which one are you looking at? I'm sorry.
Swordsman Steel.
Sure. Wait, that's interesting. Galactus, you guys discussed Galactus in the Dredge Discord and decided Ashen Rider is better?
Fair. Only reason why Galactus is maybe better is he isn't color specific.
Yeah. Sorry. So just to put Swordsman Steel on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, how's Galactus eating Saturn over there? His mouth is clearly not big enough for that jawbreaker. That's a good question.
Galactus can canonically change his size to be as big as he wants it to be. So he took a bite then shrank.
Galactus is the power cosmic, doesn't have to explain any.
Fair.
That's pretty much that should have been his flavor text. Not a quote, it just states that. Power cosmic doesn't need to explain anything.
My next card is one that a lot of people said was a trash card. Then people thought about it and realized that this is actually a very good card.
But you always
it is,
knew it was a good card?
I kind of thought about it and then I was like, it's a good card. So I was on the train early, but I'm not going to be like I was always on that train because
Sure.
I wasn't.
Sure.
The 10 Rings. It is 8 mana for a legendary artifact.
Ooh.
Your maximum hand size is 10. At the beginning of your end step, if you have less than 10 cards in hand, draw up to 10. Draw to 10, I should say, not draw up to 10. It's you draw cards until you have 10 cards in hand. People looked at this card and they're like, bad one ring, double the cost, potentially less draw, can't like storm off and combo with it.
Right.
Bad card is bad. The reason why the card is good, if you're doing like really hyper ramp things, like you just vomit out a ton of mana and you need to reload, this is the thing you want to reload with because it's going to do it on end step, so the likelihood of people stopping it is relatively low. It expands your hand size so that you can get more answers for later. And in the decks where you do want more draw, this is probably one of the things that you would want to run because it gives you draw. It does the job fairly well in any set of colors. And it is faster than the One Ring because if you just kind of vomit out mana rocks and then you play this, you're drawing 9 cards, whereas the One Ring is going to take 3 turns since when it comes out, 4 turns since when it comes out to draw that many cards.
Is Tinker's still banned, right?
Yes.
How do we cheese this? I get what you're saying.
Arkham Daxton.
There you go. Arkham.
Yeah.
Arkham would eat this shit up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is really good there. But other than him, you got to do something with that Grim model. Actually, Ironheart.
True. And to be fair, that is actually one thing that when I saw Ironheart, I'm like, yeah, you do want to get the 10 rings out.
Yeah.
You get 7 mana on turn 2 with Ironheart if you can cheat out Ironheart fully, which gives you 1 short from the 10 rings on turn 2.
That's pretty damn good.
So yeah, this card is like, it's better than you think. It's not going to be groundbreaking, but it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, how do you get 8 mana consistently? Yeah, exactly. You're not going to see your Grim Monolith, your Manifold, all that shit consistently. So.
Yes. It's for those decks that can ramp super hard, super quick, but don't have a good way to reload. This is a good way to reload.
This is legit tech though. For those decks. I agree with you.
Because it's like Urza. For your Urza deck, you have ways of searching up artifacts because that's kind of the whole point of your deck, and usually you go for the One Ring. This is your backup if somebody exiles your One Ring. Because 8 mana is nothing for Urza. And now, the card that somebody brought up at the very beginning of the stream that we can finally go over. Ultron Artificial Malevolence. 3 mana for a legendary artifact creature, robot villain with 2 power and 4 toughness. Whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, you may pay 2 mana if you do create a token that's a copy of it, except if that token isn't a creature, it becomes a 2/2 robot villain creature in addition to its other types. This is just a good way to double up value pieces, stacks pieces, random static abilities that let you do things. This Ultron is good as a KCI commander, but is also good in the 99 of a lot of random decks because it turns out that doubling up mana rocks is pretty good, doubling up hate pieces is really good, doubling up just general things that your Urza can tap for mana is not bad. Ultron does a lot. Ultron's a good thing to think about at the very least for every artifact deck.
Yeah, hands down. I mean, I wish it made it non-legendary, but I mean, that'd be pretty good. A 2 mana One Ring would be pretty good.
A 2 mana One Ring. Actually, it's funny. It's a little bit worse only because that One Ring is summoning sick because it's a robot. But if you can get past the summoning sickness, then it's better than the original One Ring because all those creature untap effects will untap the One Ring now.
In blue decks, mana is more of a problem than draw. True. I mean, like all I can think of is like High Tide at best, unless you have cheat out.
Urza is the one deck that is not true about because Urza makes all of the mana, but struggles at drawing. They would be happy to run 10 rings. However, if your commander is blue, yeah, that's usually true. Actually, you know what commander probably really likes the 10 rings, Patrick? Immortus.
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait. This is important. We're gonna look at Iron Spider a second. Oh.
If you can't get there, you just tap for a decent-ish chunk of mana and then do the thing. I will say though, you probably don't actually care about it for Immortus.
No,
you just care about using all the time coaster effects.
No, we had some hot hands when we played Immortus. Like that shit went off. I mean, that shit went off.
Did we though?
No, actually,
those hands were hot. I just think that Immortus is really good.
Well, we did find each of those games. We did find like a tutor. and then that was enough.
I mean, yeah, but we also crammed every tutor into the deck. And funnily enough, in game two,
Personal
we
tutor.
didn't need the tutor. We
No.
could have just powered up a Mortis, and that would have been enough.
Yeah, bro's cracked. Bro's
Yeah.
really good. Sorry. So, God, yeah, really good. Did you already go over Crystal? Sammy likes 10 rings. No, so Iron Spider relevant. So Iron Spider, just to refresh everyone's memory, this came out recently. 3 mana, Vigilance. You can tap it, put 1/1 counter on each artifact, creature, and or vehicle. You can remove 2+1/+1 counters from artifacts you control to draw a card. Would you run the new Ultron and Iron Spider, Will?
Um,
It's
or the
not.
other way around, run Ultron Iron Spider.
Yeah.
So my thing is like Ultron lets you make tokens of artifacts you control, and they come with bodies. The issue with Iron Spider is you need the mana to turn those counters into draw. Ultron doesn't really fix that. He just gives you a wider board.
I think,
So
but getting the +1/+1 on all of them is pretty legit. Like I understand that element. Like if you wanted to go wide and then go tall at the same time, I think it makes sense. I do agree with you though. Like the I think we're in it for the draw. When we looked at Iron Spider, we were very much in it for the draw. Yeah, I would say yes. I mean, you could definitely run it. I mean, it's colorless. Like you're gonna have gaps, so I think yes.
uh is Mortis just a Kang variant?
I don't know.
Think
I like. Does someone give us as kind of, but mostly yes. I also
I
wanted.
think
Oh, sorry.
isn't he like a guy with Kang's tech? Because he's just like a guy who exists beyond time, so he's just kind of eh. He's everywhere. I don't remember the story. I don't know enough about Immortus.
Copy Cyberman Patrol Affliction stacks for Ultron.
Yeah, yeah. Affliction stacks, and then the Myriad Cybermen also stacks.
Um, just to go over what the Power Cosmic does, apart from ignoring any logic, uh, it has the ability to provide cosmic awareness, telepathy, telekinesis, energy projection, size alteration, teleportation, interdimensional portals, creates new life, and raises the dead. It's a lot.
It also lets you eat Saturn.
Yeah. Cuz
Cause
Immortus is Kang from the far future.
okay, good to know.
Gosh, you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys.
Uh, one more card, and it's a land.
Yeah, sorry. So I was
And
gonna, sorry, we're moving forward.
uh, there is, and this card is specifically for me. This is for no one else. It is the Great Mound. It taps for colorless. You can pay 3 and tap it to make a vibranium token, which is a tapped vibranium token, which is a Power Stone shard, except it's indestructible. And you can pay 6 and tap it to draw a card, which means it's going into Saya.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a land that says draw. It goes into Saya.
Okay, it will raise the cost of your society list, but not substantially. Well, you don't run a $7
Well, the
society.
cEDH one is not $7.
Yeah. Fair. Castle Doom. Ah, shit. This set's pretty dope. There are a lot of cards in this set. If you've been playing it, good luck with all your pulls. Let us know if there's anything else you want to look at before we close this one out. Since he's way better in the 99 than CZ, Molecule Man slides into any deck that draws on other people's turns.
Yes and no. I agree and disagree with that. So
I'll put him up.
Molecule Man slots well in the 99 of a lot of decks because when you fit in other colors, you get cantrips, so you can easily draw cards. However, the Molecule Man in the command zone is nuts because if you can consistently get Molecule Man, your Sensei's Divining Tops are now making it so that you're going to be able to cast that random Eldrazi off the top because a lot of the really dumb, scary stuff that you want to cast is colorless to begin with.
Yeah.
So Molecule Man could do some nutty stuff in the command zone.
Yeah, just
However, he is also good enough in the 99 that we probably should have covered him.
Yeah, yeah. If you just want to cheat out that Galactus, this is how. Galactus is the exactly. It's just like Shang-Chi. Galactus is the weapon. In fact, that's so funny. I'd love to see Shang-Chi fighting him and say that quote, and Galactus is like, no, 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 no.
Somebody just needs to make an altar of the one Rick and Morty scene where Rick is fighting that Zeus-looking guy, and it's like, I'm not gonna fight you like this. You're the size of 3 Empire State Buildings.
Shit. Wait, which season was this? I don't.
Uh, Fine?
Oh, I did want to point out one card. I'm gonna leave out the artist's name. I really hate the art on this card, Panther Robot. It's really bad, in my opinion. I don't understand the foresting to the left. It's like they just didn't want to do the rest of this Panther Robot's body. Just everything about this art just looks so blah.
I
Also,
do want to say though, not a bad card. Like it's
no, no, I yeah,
big
yeah.
big dumb artifact.
I did. I was talking about this with Justin as like a potential card for his cube. I think it's fine. In Commander, I don't think you really care. The laser placement is also off. It was really bothering me. I'm like, why is it like it's like right off the jaw? It
To be
also
fair,
what the fuck is it hitting?
if you look at it, it has like the energy source coming up the neck, so it is placed like straight in front of the energy source. So it kind of makes sense. But
Yeah, like where that tube is. No
yeah,
offense, it's just not my favorite art from the set. It's just I want to see the full. It
fair
just
enough.
feels like they're covered. Added the trees to mask like something they didn't like about the body. Can I just see more of the Panther Robot?
Or it's more like they added the trees because they were told like, oh yeah, no, like you cut all the landscaping because all the landscaping in the back is just smoked out. So they're
Yeah.
like, we want more landscaping, so they added that.
Also, it's just like a little off center. It's just everything about this feels wrong. Okay, thanks you. I've been saying the same about the cat robot. Thank you. Yes, yes. I'm sorry. Because there's like in a world where there's so many cards in the set, and they did like a masterful job with a lot of these cards. I just the art on this one is not selling it for me, and it's a rare, so it's like I don't know. I would be unexcited if I was a kid that opened the pack and pulled this. I'd be like, oh, jeez, this looks so boring. Unlike all the rares of old. I remember getting a what was I playing? It was the one with the icicles. That set. I remember pulling like one of the hell kites. I thought it was the coolest card. It was not very good, but anyway, sorry. This is
Uh,
completely aside.
Also, honorable mention to Fantasticar, the card that is currently bullying the absolute heck out of Legacy.
Which card?
Fantasticar,
Oh,
or
yeah.
sorry,
Wait.
the Fantasticar.
It's
Um,
wait. We passed it.
It's a 3 mana for a legendary artifact vehicle with 4 power, 4 toughness, and flying. When you cast a non-creature spell, it becomes crude. And then whenever you cast your 4th non-creature spell each turn, you may sacrifice the Fantastic Art. If you do, you create 4 colorless construct creature tokens with flying and haste. So it makes 16/16 worth of power with haste and flying.
It's pretty damn good, bro.
Yeah.
This card slaps. This car slaps. For being a silly guy, that looks kind of good. The honorable mention to the copter. Bring it up. Right up.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's the thing that makes Fantastic are really dumb for those who don't know, because Gibbous got 16/16 worth of power on turn one and swung somebody down. Um, it doesn't count when, like, it doesn't count the number of cards you cast after it enters the board. So if you go, like, land, like, let's say Seed of the Synod or something, Mox Opal, Chromox Imprinting doesn't matter. Fantasticar, when you cast Urza's Bauble off of that, that is your 4th spell, which then triggers Fantasticar and gives you 4/4/4s, and then you immediately start swinging.
yeah. Yeah. It's pretty correct, bro. And
It's
good on buying the playset. Hopefully they weren't too expensive.
they clearly thought of this card as a commander card and not
Yeah.
as a 60 card.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I suppose we have
Because to
to
be fair,
call it
it's
out.
from the commander precon. It's in the commander set, so understandable, but also, come on.
I've seen it in Storm, Doomsday, Arclight, Phoenix. I spent like 30 each. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, you're gonna play it, so that's all that matters. But yeah,
You're gonna play it until you can't.
I know exactly. I suppose we have to call out since it's in the 99, but the infinite combo with the 4 uncommon Fantastic Four characters. Um, what's the infinite with the uncommon Fantastic Four characters?
Like Reed Richards is one infinite, but I know the Reed Richards goes infinite with like a lot, or sorry, Mr. Fantastic goes infinite with a lot of the things.
You're talking about Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards.
Or Mr. Fantastic, the one that's draw a card for each token you've or when you make a token, draw a card.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see. What does the thing do? Whenever one or more heroes you control deals combat damage to a player, put 2+1/+1 counters on the thing. Um,
Eh.
let's see. The Human Torch does.
Johnny.
Oh yeah, it would be Johnny Storm is because it's no. I thought it'd be the Human Torch because I thought it was going by each of their names, their superhero names.
The uncommon ones go infinite together. So whenever you draw a card, if you control another hero, Human Torch deals 1 damage to target opponent, and then you can power him up. And then Sue Storm. Is my wife flickering the lights in here? Wait up. The infinite combo is with the 4-color Fantastic Four. When you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on 1 or more heroes you control. Are you looking this up, Will?
I'm trying to figure out what people are talking about, but because the thing is when you deal combat damage, I believe.
Yeah, whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on other heroes you control, you may create a wall. We ain't talking about that.
Oh no, it's just deals damage. So when the Human Torch deals damage, so when you create a token, off of Invisible Woman, you draw a card off of Mr. Fantastic. Because you drew a card, the Human Torch does 1 damage. Because a hero dealt 1 or more damage, the thing gets 2+1/+1 counters. Because you put counters on the thing, you get an 0/4 wall. So having all 4 together does go infinite.
Yeah, and when you get the 0/4 wall, exactly. Yep, you draw a card.
Yeah, it triggers Mr. Fantastic drawing card and going. Got it.
Thank you. Yeah. I like how the set continues tradition of revealing secret identities.
Look at all the power they need just to even try to rival the unrivaled Doom.
I know, right? Called Desperate. All right, guys. That's the set in a nutshell. A lot of good cards. A lot of cards in general. We will be talking about a mess of cards Saturday. Hopefully it all goes well. We're gonna try our darndest. We'll try to make it. We'll try to make it not 7 hours.
We're potentially gonna have a 10-hour stream. It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
I will say, we talked about this off stream, but just to let people know, we are going to try to kind of skim over the bracket 1 and bracket 2 cards as we go over it, so that we can give more detail in bracket 3, bracket 4, and bracket 5 things, just so that it's doable, just so that we're not going to be there for 8+ hours just covering the legendaries.
Sorry. There you go. I was wondering. For some reason, the lights in my room turned on and then off. I don't know what happened there, but we're going to worry about that later. Yeah, if you want to join us Saturday to talk about the Legends, please do. It should be a fun discussion. We'll talk about everything then. I am going to get a very late dinner in. Will, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go to sleep because I have to wake up early tomorrow, unfortunately.
I have to get up at... Not that we need to compare, but I'm getting up at 5.
I'm also getting up at 5.
Okay. We have these leftovers that Ali made this really good baked pasta. I've been thinking about it all day. So I'm about to get to that pasta.
Now, I can't remember if I've told you this. Fried pasta is where it's at, in my opinion, because one of my favorite, like, quick throw together meals is spaghetti, oiled up just a little bit, not a ton of oil, but
Oil it
a
up.
little bit of oil, tossed into a pan, add in some salt, pepper, garlic powder, whatever spices you want to add. And then after you get like a little bit of crispiness on the pasta, not like super cooked, crack an egg in it,
Oh yeah,
scramble
yeah.
the egg with the pasta, and then you get like the fluffiness of the egg and the heftiness of the egg with the pasta, and it becomes really filling. So you don't need a ton of the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A bowl of that is worth like two bowls of just straight up spaghetti with tomato sauce.
My friend came back from Japan and they have something you just reminded me of these. I haven't used it yet, but they're like these packets of seasoning in like egg yolk and you crack it over rice and mix it. I feel like you could probably crack it over the pasta and mix it for the same effect. Just a thought. But I
Yeah,
literally forgot I had this like egg seasoning thing. A funny thought about the panther robot since it's shooting a laser from its mouth and it's a cat. Does it chase its own laser and destroy everything in the process?
that's
This
funny.
that is maybe the case. Oh shit! Let's see if the extended art's any better. Uh, God, there's a little person off to the right. Oh, those are people dying.
Hmm.
Oh, that's hilarious, bro. I don't know. I don't think they've programmed it to behave like a cat, but yes, that is a great note to end on. Thanks, guys, for joining us on this one. I will leave you with a panther robot, and we'll see you Saturday. Andrea Ugrai. They've done good art. Oh my god, they've
Yeah,
done clever. They did the the clever concealment, the Final Fantasy VII art, from the oh my god, when you're getting out of Midgard. Oh my god. What the fuck is the Panther? They did the full art Dothy Voidwalker. They know good art.
they know how to draw.
They know art. What the fuck is the Panther? The Panther sucks, man. I hope that the next like Magic Con, I want them to sign like a bunch of Panther copies for me. What the fuck? Their art is good. Sorry, I'm dying here. I'm dying here. I didn't doubt. It's just what the fuck? The
Oh, Coin Flip. They were the one who did the art for Coin Flick.
did they?
Yeah, it's the 3 mana deal 1 damage to
Yeah.
target, draw card, make a treasure
You run
token. I
this in
only know that card because Zada.
Zada. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good night. Good night, guys.